I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs spoon. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Rock bottom make a man and some pressure make a gemstone. Trying to put $1 to my name like Creflo. Naja boy, late to the game, it's in the blood flow. And I'm from the south, it's thick skin and tough bone. Big attitude through big lips with gusto. Trust no kings, that's why they tried to crush souls. But it's IGBO, when the dust blow, this old head be standing there. No silver, just gold. Crack no books on the hustle, I was born to grind. Yo, I'm scared of your potential, I'm adorned with mine. 30 times around the sun, man, of course I shine. My legacy will not dwarf with time. And in my daughter's eyes, it's basic, I must not say quit. Every day sees a present like a Rob St. Nick. Walk a fine line between tenacious and patient. I can't slip, I'm fighting clocks and they can't win.
I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones.
Impeccably I flow, hardest raps you know, breaking status quo, reaping what I sow, artistry like Van Gogh. Get it from my mama hip, so thick that I need tempo. Personality, spicy body banging like a bongo. Cause black women been it since Timbuktu, since Pharaoh. Sponge rollers and hot combs, lips, cheeks and brow bones. If you ain't for the culture, then please stay out of my zone. These little dummy rappers could never grace my headphones. See, I'm from a place in space where ain't no storytelling, you just had to have been there. If you want the battle, ain't no problem, say where. I got so much experience, I can't even play fair. But I'ma keep evolving and growing and hurting feelings and showing. You need endurance to go in, I got mileage on this pen. I've been busy cause I've been out here schooling all these kids. Took 3 decades to have this glow up that I did.
I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Count my bones as in desert crumbs flow. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. I've got blue souls, cause I'm way gone, trying to find my way back home. Who that soldier in the mirror? Oh, oh. I'm gonna turn all of my stones. Turn all of my
you guys know, I know you guys were checking shoes last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Arthur.
Oi, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh, you wanna get sued?
Judgment, Arthur.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, Bob. I love it when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. And it's so good to see all of you guys today. And thank you so much for everyone who commented on my post. I don't know what's wrong, guys. I think I'm just getting either a case of allergies or a cold. I was teasing Kiki and telling her she probably got me sick because we did talk on the phone while she was sick. So I'm just going to be a little bit nasally tonight. Hopefully, the cough drops will help. So I'm sorry if I sound a little bit different. And thank you so much, Chuchi. Also, Daisy Duke, thanks for being here. Andrea, good to see you. Ann Reynolds, thank you so much for being here. I also see Mama and Andrea. Oh, is saying sorry to Miss Ann. I know, Miss Ann. I think there's something going around. And I hope you feel better too soon. Hey, Lisa King, good to see you. And Retha, thank you very much. Hey, Jen, good to see you. Also, we have Joe in the chat. Good to see you, Joe. I hope your mom's being nice to you. We're going to have to come after her next, right? Gosh, it's been like old people gone wild, right? And I'm one of the old people. I'm not disparaging old people by any means, but I'm a little bit worried about a death threat that came in over a giveaway, right? So we did giveaways before here one time and before this, and it was Rob Beanie who won the giveaway, and I did an ebook. Hey, Jessica, did an ebook. I sent it straight to Rob Beanie. She won fair and square. Everything was all good. Well, that happens really quickly when it's an ebook. But as I was getting the little prize pack together, it's a Cruella DeVille box. You guys saw it. It's a makeup box kind of a thing, but it's like a soft box. And it just looked really, skinny, and it was taking me a little bit longer. So I went and bought some snacks, right, to put in there, and then that way it was all full. Well, I was gonna send it on Monday, and that was the agreement. And this lady just went off and started sending me death threats because I was sick. Because I got sick, not intentionally. I hate being sick. I'm actually never sick. Hey, Peggy, because I try to do, my cayenne and the brag and the, all that crap. It's just the weather changing or something. I got sick. It happens, and it's just crazy to me. I was completely blown away. And then I end up getting a post from Facebook where this old lady lied to me. Like, she literally lied to me and said that the reward money was supposed to be for Devlin. So, I'm sorry, Peggy, to hear that. Hey, Shadow. Yeah, I think it's just going around. Like I said, that's why I was teasing Kiki. I said, I was talking to you last and I got sick. Drink a lot of Red Bull and OJ, Joe says, and also a double dose of Miralax. Lord Almighty, Joe. I'm telling you. I do have some emergency as well that I usually do drink that stuff because it's got a lot of vitamin C in it. But I haven't been. I've been going nonstop since I got back from Tennessee, and while we were there, we went nonstop pretty much too. So it was a lot, and then me switching between time zones, it was weird because, like, I was an hour behind when I was there, and now I'm an hour ahead again, and so that could play in. I don't know. I have no idea. Andrea, did you block, or Joe, did you block Andrea? Here we go, guys. Let me add this in here. I'm going to show you guys this first. We also have a phone call to get into that at night put out, right? Of Chris and Katie and their craziness. So, since we have Devlin's mom in the chat tonight, I would like to go ahead and start with this on Devlin. So, the story goes, hang on one second here. Okay, here, because this is our little 3-minute video. All right. So, we got people, let me share this, acting crazy with this reward money. So, we did a show about the reward money, and I was asking Jessica about it. I asked Tamara about it too. What do you guys know about this reward stuff? Jessica sent it over to me. And this is the video I made. So, we will find Devlin, Lee, Hatfield, Tait, no matter how many of you try to stop us, excuse me. So, they called themselves Devlin's Army, right? And you can go watch this video in its entirety, pause to read, whatever you got to do. Take screenshots, share it out, please. So, because Devlin's case hasn't gotten enough exposure. And so with that not happening, we also have a lot of people who are doing really crappy things in the background. Really crappy things. You called yourself Devlin's army and you haven't done much to help. Right? So let's follow the money, shall we? Let's follow the money. Because I'm looking for boats with sonar to look and search in search in and on Jordan and Tupper Thornapple Lakes to get them cleared, right? To make sure Devlin's not in there. Now, in comes Mary Munch. She says, oh, I'm sorry. Jessica is in the blue. So Jessica says, hello, I'm Devlin's biological mother. Can we talk and not have this get back to the Taits? Mary says, I don't talk to the Taits, period. So yes, we can talk. Jessica says, did you personally know my son, or do you think they did something to him? I'm going on 5 months since Devlin went missing and nothing adds up. And my son didn't just vanish into thin air. Mary says, I have known him since he was about 6 or 8. I have no idea what happened. My heart breaks for him daily. As far as the Taits being involved, I know nothing. That's a lie. That's a lie. And I'll show you how I know it's a lie. It's not my job to speak badly of others. I leave that to God to decide what is best. Oh, please spare me. How about you just do your part and don't partake in the the commandment says thou shalt not lie. So why don't you just not lie? Because you're continuing to lie. Jessica says, from my understanding, you're the one in control of the reward money. If that's true, would you be willing to get a private investigator involved in this case somehow? I feel like Ionia County Sheriff Department really dropped the ball on all this. I'm going crazy because I want my son found. She says, I just need answers. I have my theory, but no proof of anything, and I just need Devlin. Mary says, I'm not getting into that money for anything. Absolutely not. Really, Mary? Because the original agreement when Sabrina put the reward fund out there was for a reward or to purchase the services of a private investigator, right? So we're at 23 now. Let me show you guys the original post that Sabrina made. Okay, so this is Sabrina Host, May 15th. See, May 15th. Right? This is her post. For those that would like to donate to hiring a private investigator or hire the reward for information, there is a share account under @PCU Sabrina Cook Devlin Tait donation share 10. Okay? Private investigator is listed before a higher reward fund, Mary. So why did you not tell me this to begin with? Because you are withholding information, and that is a big no-no. And you're also withholding money in a missing child's case that you're holding back money that was originally put back for a private investigator, not to hire the reward. So let's go on. I am not getting into that money for anything. Absolutely not. Jessica, bewildered, says, just figured I'd ask because I've seen a lot of the community members ask the same exact question. I completely respect what you're saying. Sabrina made the whole thing a mess, so please excuse my question. I just need my son found. But she ain't going to come off the money. And we're supposed to leave Mary alone. Poor little Mary. I don't think so. You're not a victim. You're actually holding back that money, and everybody needs to know about it. She says, you're fine. I feel no anger towards anyone. Everyone was under stress. It is expected in situations like this. The only thing that matters is Devlin. I had everything okay through the community. Then she backed out and never contacted us. So right now, I just trust no one. No offense to you at all. And Jessica says, who backed out and never contacted me? Devlin is the priority. He needs to be found, preferably before we hit the 5th month mark. There's a lot of rumors going around that he's out there in Arizona with me. He's not. I have no idea where my son is. The last time I heard from Devlin was 2 days before he went missing. She said, I never thought you knew where he was. I think you misunderstood me. She said, I didn't misunderstand you, ma'am. I just wanted you to know that he's not here. And she said, okay. That was the extent of their conversation. Now, Jessica and I did a live together. And right afterwards, Mary Mirren Much says to me, I am asking for Lady Freedom to please reach out to me. Seems you want to speak with me. Please message me. Thank you in advance. Okay, fine. So I get a hold of Mary and I send her this because she went public. This is a public post right here. This is a public post that she went through. When I have a Lady Freedom Facebook page, she could have contacted me there, but she chose to make it public. So I chose to contact her in private. And I reached out to her and said, hey, Mary, it's Trisha. I saw your post and I am happy to talk to you about Devlin, the money, Laura Cobb, so I can be sure to have the best information. I just want Devlin to be found safe. All of this is very concerning and not normal. There are things we look for in true crime, and this all looks very suspicious. I am very concerned. Hold on one second, guys. My heater is going and it's driving my sinuses nuts. Hold on a second. All right, thank you guys. It's gonna take it a second to kick off. And all right, so she sends me a message back, and she says, and I put all of the text messages, every single thing we talked about in here. So you can see all of it. I am concerned also, she says. That is why I got involved. I have heard that I have been. Oh, hold on a second. Sorry, guys. I don't know why he had some movies turn on it in the living room, but he did. All right, moving right along. She says, I'm concerned also. That is why I got involved. I've heard that uh, I've been being slandered I wonder who she heard that from. We'll find out at the end. It's probably Panda Bear's mom, aka Laura Cobb. I want to clear the air with you. I have all the family blocked except for Jessica. After I clear the air, I want my name out of their family drama. I said, I don't blame you there. I listened to your podcast today for the first time. I said, no one slandered you. I showed the text messages between you and Jessica. She says, I am and always have been for Devlin and Devlin only. I said, Laura Cobb and Jessica sent me text messages about and from you, which is the truth. And that's what I showed on the show. She says, please ask anything you wish to know. If I know, I will tell you. If I don't, I will tell you also. What do you want to know? I said, I believe that. I also showed where you put your own money in that Sabrina misused. I appreciate that, Mary. I am confused about Laura Cobb and her involvement. She said, I have over $2,000 in there, but that's not what matters. Sabrina still owes my husband and I $670. I said, I understand. She says Laura is one of the sweetest people from what I have gathered, is trying to keep his name out there. Her heart is in the right place. I said, well, I don't think that is true from my experience with her. Right. And what I'm talking about, my experience with her, hey, Ava, is Panda Bear's mom has gone on multiple podcasts spreading lies about Jessica. For one, Jessica never gave her son up for adoption. We've established that here talking with her. And that's one of the biggest ones that she was spreading around on YouTube to begin with. Right? She was also spreading misinformation about the reward and only saying what she wanted to say about it. Right? So, no, I don't think that that's a sweet person with a good heart. When you're making keychains about a child and selling them, I don't think that's somebody with a good heart. Somebody with a good heart would make keychains and pass them out to people in order to gain awareness for the missing child, right? And I'm sorry if you don't think that, you can unsubscribe. Please do. Because I really don't, I can't take any more of the crazies. I would rather have 2 people in here that care than a million that don't. She says she would not take advantage of anyone. It's the other way around. People take advantage of her and hurt her mind and soul. I don't care about an old lady's personality disorder, mind and soul. I don't care about it. I care about Devlin, Lee, Hatfield, Tait, who is missing. It's not about anybody but him for the millionth, bajillionth time. But yet here we are. This is my opinion. Or I said I said she's selling keychains online. I don't agree with that. She claimed to be working with Jessica, and that's not true. Jessica needs resources and help, not lies. What she has done in Devlin's case is very inappropriate. Does she even know him? She says, this is my opinion. She never treated me bad in over 10 years I have known her. Well, fantastic for you. We're talking about her involvement in Devlin's case. And I was very upfront with her. Very upfront with her. From the beginning. Of what I wanted to talk about and what I was going to ask her. Not about her, not about hurt feelings of Panda Bear's mom. All you have to do is go around the YouTube streets and you know she's playing the violin on every fucking corner of the YouTube verse. Okay? For herself, not this kid. For herself. And it's ridiculous. And now here, I'm trying to get whether she even knows this kid or not, and this lady won't tell me. I said she took advantage of Devlin, myself, and Jessica. She goes, I'm telling you my opinion only. That's between you guys. Really? Because you agreed to talk to me about her, but now you're not. You won't even tell me if she knows him or not, to the best of your knowledge. And I said, same here, right? My experience with her has been that of lies and manipulation. She said, okay, what do you want to know about me? I said, does she even know Devlin or just you? She says, I'm only answering questions about me. What do you want to know about me? I said, I am not speaking to someone who refuses to be honest with me. I appreciate your time. I want the truth. And I was about to just block her because I'm not dealing with this. I don't have any time for it, honestly. I have no time for it. No, Cece, she was raising money for herself. She was making the keychains to sell on this platform, is what she told me. She wasn't going to give them out to the community where he went missing. That's what a good person does. A bad person sells them like it's some kind of commodity, some way to make money, some way to make a buck off of a missing child's case. And to me, it's utterly disgusting. And I told Laura Cobb I would never promote that on my channel. And she said, it figures. Once I figured out she was selling them, I was like, oh boy. I said, do you even think people are going to buy that? For real. It's ridiculous and sick. So she comes back to me and says, I'm being honest. What do you want to know about me? I keep coming up. The only truth. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Give me a second. The only truth I can give you is about me. I said, I was upfront with you with what I wanted to know, and you agreed to speak to me. Now you are trying to control the conversation. She says, I can't speculate on anyone else. That would be secondhand. She said, okay, what do you want me to answer that I didn't? I said, I want to know why she is inserting herself. Does she know him? Because she said both to me and my audience. Does Laura Cobb know Devlin? Or was that a lie? She said, I don't know. I moved from the Lake Odessa area over 2 years ago. I don't know what the relationship was. And now she's saying that there was some sort of a relationship. I never said relationship. I never said a relationship. Ever. I just said, does she even know this kid or not? You see how this is getting a little bit weird for me? You see how I'm a little uncomfortable with this whole situation with Laura Cobb and Devlin? You see how it's a little bit probably concerning to his mother? I don't know, Jessica, you speak for yourself. It's concerning to me. I can tell you my side if you want to hear it. So why don't you start telling me? Why do you keep on playing games? Why don't you just tell me? Right? Because if it was me, people wouldn't have to keep asking and asking me. I would just put it all out there, but that's just me. I said, it's odd to me how you have known her for 10 years and vouched for her, and now you're backtracking. It's not that hard. It's a yes or no. She said, how about the fact that Sabrina told me all they would have to do is surround him by water and he would do the rest because he could not swim. I said, we're not talking about Sabrina. I asked her that on my show, which I did, and Sabrina answered it on my show. Right? But we're going to get more into that. So just keep that little nugget. Just keep the nugget because I'm going to circle back to it. My problem is that she did not want to talk about anything having to do with Laura Cobb's involvement. That's a major issue for me because Laura Cobb has done nothing but make up stories and lies in Devlin's case. With Jessica, saying that she was working with her, saying that Devlin was given up for, because even You know, I remember Kiki and I having a whole ass conversation before I was in contact with Jessica, thinking, you know, hey, she did the right thing if she gave him up and she couldn't afford to take care of him. Or, you know, we're speculating on one of fucking Laura Cobb's lies. Excuse me for being upset. Excuse me. This is a missing child, not the Laura Cobb show. You already got enough recognition from everybody that would listen to you. You already got enough recognition. Panda Bear's mom. What about Devlin? Where's his recognition? Because we're looking for him. We know where you are. You're over there causing trouble. And so is this one. And she's got $6,000 of the town's money that she's just sitting on, even though it wasn't for hers to sit on in the first place. Oh, let me hold it for you. Yeah, I got something for you to hold. Jessica says, I have a big issue with Panda Bear's mom as well as a few other people, which is why you won't let me go live with you tonight. And that is true. I told Jessica I just want her to sit and be in here and say what she'd like in the comments because she's not happy, guys. And I don't want her getting sucked into this crap drama. Jessica says, I didn't give birth to my children just to give them up, and I fought for my son, period. Devlin wasn't given up. And here's me and Kiki speculating on Panda Bear's lies. Way to go, Panda Bear. That's a real great way to show that you care about this kid who's missing. Great job. Great job. So keep this nugget, guys. How about the fact that Sabrina told me all that they would have to do is surround him by water and he would do the rest because he could not swim. I said, we aren't talking about Sabrina. I asked her that on my show. She says, I'm not backing out. I stand behind what I said. I said, she answered me. You were avoiding the question. Did Laura Cobb know Devlin? A grown woman doesn't act this way in a missing child's case. She either knew him or she didn't. She told me she didn't know him and that she told people on, and then she told people on my live, chat that she did. So which is it? Right? I'm being very straightforward with her. I'm not asking her trick questions. I'm asking her very pointed and very easy questions. Hey, Sprinkled Donut. She said, I don't know if they did. I said, okay, thank you. Finally got an answer. A straight answer. So she doesn't know. Thank you, Holly. So I say, okay, thank you. So what's the story with the reward money? It's not near enough to entice someone to come forward or help with the search. It wouldn't even pay for people's gas or their boats or any of that kind of stuff. Which, by the way, I have a search party that is going to be looking for Devlin. This stuff should have been done ages ago. He's been missing almost 7 months now, and all of these people have been doing is exploiting this child. I want to know what's going on here. She says the reward money was raised as reward money. I feel until we have definite answers, it was raised for Devlin and Devlin only. Really? Because that's not what Sabrina put the reward out there for. And Tamara, since you're in here, don't go after Jessica because I'm going to tell you, I'll put a stop to it. Don't do it. Just leave it alone. And what you can answer is how that money came about. If you really want to help us out here, why did Sabrina put this right here up? What am I at? 113. Why did Sabrina put this up right here? She said that she wanted to hire a private investigator to help find Devlin. Let's focus on the good here. What she did, what Sabrina did. I need a private investigator to find out what happened to Devlin, and she's asking people for money. Now this lady's holding it. That's the topic of conversation, not you going after Jessica. And Jessica, just hold back for a second, please. I understand you're upset. Tamara, What is going on with the reward money? I mean, I'm not the teacher, I'm just presenting. But I would like to know what's going on here, why these women are keeping this money that was supposed to be for this, and now she's telling me it's not. And then somebody today sends me information that it was, because I already stuck up for Mary. I already did that. I already came back on the live and said, guys, don't go after Mary. She doesn't want the money going towards anything but Devlin, and that's what it was for, was a reward originally. Well, guess what? It wasn't. Tamara says that we were looking into a PI. Thank you. So, Mary, stop with the bullshit, because we have enough of it here. It's not right. We are not trying to go after each other. We're trying to get to the bottom of what's going on. It's not about going after Mary. It's about the fact that she is misappropriating funds. And the community raised this money under what Sabrina put down. This money was raised because of what Sabrina put down and how it was going to play out. Well, May 15th, Sabrina put that out there, Tamara, and that's when people were donating for it too. Thank you, Karen. So, I said, are you promoting it as much as possible to put it to good use for Devlin? And respectfully, excuse me, what are the stipulations for the rewards so I can pass it along, right? Because I am fine to make a bunch of flyers to put out there and let everybody know that there's this reward money, but I'm not going to do it if people are going to get gypped out of the reward money because you guys can't figure out what it's actually for and this lady wants to play games. It's not okay. And Sabrina would have had the reward money if she would have been honest about it to begin with. And yes, Jessica, you are loved and supported. Thank you, Holly. Now, with this, when he is located, we will go from there. But this is a community money, not my money, only for Devlin. I said, I am well aware of the community coming together for a bake sale and some sort of silent auction. Is that correct? She said, yes. We were trying to get his name in the public eye. I said, how? She said, by doing the bake sale. I said, because if no one knows about the reward besides locals, it's just sitting there, right? None of the locals have found Devlin or tried to, right? I mean, some people have, but let's be honest. More could have been done. More could have been done. Sorry, Cece, what was your question, hon? Can anyone prove the money is even around anymore? Mary said that she would send me a bank statement with the money on it. So I'm hoping she's not blocked on my Facebook. So maybe she could start being honest. I told her I'd talk to her if she's going to be honest to me, but I'm not going to talk to her if she's not going to be honest to me. I mean, what am I supposed to do here? What am I, one person, supposed to do here? Oh, honey, sprinkled donut. This is only for this is in Ionia County up in Michigan. So it would have to be the Michigan state people, but they're not even holding jurisdiction. I know what you're saying, sprinkled donut, if it even truly exists. It makes you wonder what these people, why are they being this way? It's awful. It's hateful, awful behavior in this child's case. So I go, are you currently promoting the reward? I said, because I would be happy to do that on my channel, but I'm not going to do it if I don't have the correct stipulations. Guys, you guys should probably all know, those of you who followed me from the Sebastian Rogers case or any of these creators, these people out here, any of us, the reward fund has been with Sebastian's case is, oh, there's a $50,000 reward. Oh, at night's got a $500,000 reward out. Oh, the one reward isn't real. Blah 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 blah. What are the stipulations? I'm not going through that shit again. I want to know what the stipulations are, and I want to get them over with. I want to just get them over with. I want to get them out there. I want to get them on a flyer. So that way, at least in my community, I know that I'm not bullshitting you guys. I have no idea, Andrea. I have no idea. I have no idea. It's sad and sick, you know? Um, so she says, more flyers being shared by several people. The reward should be posted on all posters for him. Mary, if people don't know about it, then how will they make it flyers for that if people don't know, right? It's ridiculous. No, you just want to keep your little mitts on that money. And I get that most of it is hers. The majority, I will say, of the donated money is Mary's money. So I just want to put that out there. But some of it was raised by the community, and I think the community needs to know what's going on here, right? Because that's only fair. That is only fair. So I said, what are the stipulations for the reward? I said, I have to be honest with you, Mary. If I was the community, I would be wondering what's going on with the reward. I keep asking you what the stipulations are, and you're not being honest with me. Like I said, I would be happy to spread the word about the reward, but it doesn't seem like you have any idea what it's going for. She says to me, it needs to be physically Devlin, not just I saw him or I think I know where he is. The reward money will go to the person that finds him. I said, see, that's not very hard. I'm a straightforward person. I appreciate straightforwardness. Okay? Thank you, Karen. Hey, Carrie, unbelievable how many of these people are trying to hinder people looking for Devlin. It is unbelievable. Jessica says, I said since the beginning that the money should have been in the hands of law enforcement. Well, I would think if it was a reward fund, it would be, right? Like the Ionia County Sheriff's Office could help, could keep that money and put it on their flyer or something like that, right? Like an official flyer. Tamara says, I tried to post a comment, but it wouldn't let me about reward money and money for PI being separated. Where? Here? All right, let's go on. All right. She said, you're not even giving me a chance to answer before you think the worst. No, I gave her plenty of time, guys. And as a matter of fact, I put my phone down. I walked away and took a deep breath. Sometimes YouTube will stop a comment. There we go. What Karen said. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Sorry, Tamara, that happened, but I didn't do it. None of my mods did that. That was a YouTube thing. All right. She says, or I said, I shouldn't have to ask you the same question 3 different times. She says, I'm telling the truth. If you need drama, it won't come from me. Really, Mary? Because you're the one that's starting a lot of this shit. And if you didn't want drama, you wouldn't have posted it publicly. You would have spoke to me privately like I spoke to you privately. So there's that. Right? The problem I'm having with you is that you are refusing to be honest with me. When I ask you a question, you want to dance around it. I don't appreciate that. She says, I'm making dinner and you're fishing for a false story. We're not the same. Okay, good. I don't want to be the same as you, nor was I striving to be the same as you. I'm asking you simple questions that you refuse to give me a simple answer for. That's it. Thank you guys for handling that. Now, I told her the truth is the truth, Mary. That's all I'm trying to get to the bottom of. When I ask a question, I expect you to give me an honest answer. Go make your dinner, and when you're ready to give me an honest answers, we can talk again. I don't have time for this. She says, "What did I did tell the truth. Your joke. Oh, you're a joke along with your podcast, right?" So this is where Mary starts calling me names, right? I have not called Mary a name once. I just said that I'm frustrated with her lack of honesty. And so she tells me that my podcast is a joke, even though she just told me earlier that she never listened to any of my podcasts before, right? So there's that. I said, "There's nothing funny about you sitting on money for a missing child, Mary. I have asked you what's the story with the reward, and you danced around the subject. I asked you how you're promoting a reward, and you said passing out flyers. Who are you passing out flyers to or sharing them online? What are you doing?" Right? And so I'm getting ticked off and I'm asking her multiple questions at this point, right? Because it's all too much. She said, "I've tried to have others in charge. No one wants it. No pastors, no church, no fire department." I said, have you planned how many searches have you planned for Devlin?" I meant to say Devlin. My phone changed it to Devin. I'm sorry. I said, "How many people have you reached out to with the reward money to offer it to them in terms of finding Devlin?" Like searchers, guys, because, right, we know that it might entice somebody that wants money to talk, but it also might entice somebody to search. I said, "If you're not doing anything like that, then you're not being a good steward of the money, in my opinion." She says, "I'm sorry. I see it was a mistake talking to you. Keep spreading your lies." I said, "Oh, I don't have to spread anything. Show the screenshots." She said, "I know, me too." Okay, whatever that means. I don't know. Does Mary have a podcast that I don't know about? Hmm. I said, "I think you enjoy not telling the truth. Otherwise, you would be straightforward with me," is what I tell her, straight up. And notice how I've never called her a single name or called her a joke or said anything rude to her. And please, everybody, yes, say allegedly, in my opinion. You have to in the space. Please, thank you. And I said, "People are going to have more questions for you than they are for me, trust." She says, "Ask away." I said, "Like I said before, I don't have the time for dishonesty. When you're ready to tell me what happened with the reward fund, how it came about from your perspective, I'm all ears." She said, "Don't I deserve the same respect you give everyone else? I guess not." I said, "Mary, I'm not being disrespectful towards you, but when I ask you one question and you don't answer it, and then I've been straightforward with you this whole time. I want to know what I'm saying, excuse me, what I'm saying you're being dishonest with me because you are." And I think I meant to say why. "I don't know. What are you looking for?" I took over after Sabrina took the money. All I did was try and get it back from her. Here's where she starts to tell a little bit of truth, right? And I get upset with her. And I took a screenshot of the first message that I sent to her and I sent it to her. 'Cause excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Right? I just sent her the first screenshot I sent to her because I knew that she was obviously not listening. So I got frustrated and I sent her that. This is what we were supposed to be talking about. She said, "When I got what was left from Sabrina, I have not, excuse me, I have been completely transparent on where the money is. I can show you a total anytime." And then I said, "Clear as day, this is what I wrote to you. This is what I'm looking for. If you can't help me, then that's fine. You don't know what you don't know. But don't play games and call me names because that's disrespectful. Respect is a two-way street." And I'll say it for all of you in the nosebleed section. Respect is a two-way street. You're not going to threaten me and call me names and expect me to talk to you ever again. That's where it ends. And that's me putting up a healthy boundary in order for me to show my self-respect that I deserve. I know that I deserve, even if you don't think I deserve any. Any normal person seeing this can see right through your shit, Mary. And that's why I shared it. Because I do not deserve any of this shit. I'm trying to help. And she says, "Good day. Please carry on. I'm out." So I didn't text her back, right? So then she sends me a bunch of screenshots of our own conversation. I don't know. Maybe she was mirror matching my energy. I have no idea what she was doing. It proved nothing. I said, "Start telling the truth. Quit the games." She said, "What have I done that you think I've done?" I don't think she did anything. I was just asking her what the hell was going on with the reward money and Laura Cobb and why is she acting like this? Right? So, again, my issue is the dishonesty. Guys, I don't know how many times I have to write this over and over to her before she actually gets it. Again, my issue is the dishonesty. The reason I'm asking about Laura Cobb is because I am going to include her actions in when I contact the authorities. And I am, Laura, so keep it up. Bonjour, seclusion works. Anybody who wants to mess around in this kid's case, the law enforcement needs to know about it. And they will know about it. Right? In my videos, it just makes it easier for me to get it over to them because all I have to do is send them a link. And it's all there for them. They don't have to search through my crap. I'm sorry, I have a cough drop in my mouth. They don't have to search for any of it. You said you don't know if she knew Devlin or not. Fair enough. Could you please just tell me how you got involved with the reward money from the beginning, please? Now, guys, this is where it starts getting interesting. And this is where it starts getting back onto Devlin. Praise the Lord. I know, seclusion. It's because all of these people are being so crazy. I had to get up here. So she says, I was talking with a friend and we thought of if we did a bake sale and raise the reward, maybe that would get someone talking. So I threw it out on the community page. Within 2 to 3 weeks, we had a sale. All I did was get involved as a concerned citizen. So that's really cool, right, guys? So she's telling me that her and her friend, local people, were trying to find out where Devlin is. And they figure, like, if they were to, get more of a reward money together, then they could, entice somebody to come forward with some information, right? So I said, thank you. So you are the one who did the bake sale, not Sabrina, or was she involved? She says Sabrina is the one that had the reward money, so it made sense to just give it to her. I wanted nothing to do with the money. And so, of course, my spidey senses are going off, and I'm like, well, okay, that's, understandable, right? She didn't really want to be a steward of this money, but she didn't have any choice to do it. And please, Tamara, help us out with this. If Sabrina would like to come over and talk, she's more than welcome. Hey, Detroit. I got your message, girl, and I told Jess that they're searching, so thank you. Thank you a million times, thank you. So I said, I understand. I said, Sabrina helped a lot. She says, Sabrina helped a lot with getting donations, picking up donations, and helping with setup and teardown of the bake sale, I guess, right? I just wanted to help Devlin. She said, when Sabrina took the money, I figured I had the best chance of getting it back from her. I did everything I could to get it into my name and protect what was left. I have looked into someone else taking it over. I had no luck. I'm holding the money for a reward. There is 6,000 there. To release the reward, it need to be physical proof of Devlin. If I have missed something, just ask. I am completely transparent. I said, I completely understand. The reward is for whoever finds Devlin. So we were getting some common ground, some, you know, somewhat of a compromise. Like I told you guys, I wasn't lying to you guys. I was just thinking that me and Mary might have came to, some sort of a compromise and understanding. So she says, I'm confused as to why I keep being brought into the family's drama. I literally was only one trying to help. I said, so Laura Cobb wasn't trying to help. Only Mary was now. It's like, guys, we're all trying to help. Okay, come on, let's move on. So who led the silent auction and what was the stuff donated by the community? Yes, the community donated. It was the same time as the bake sale. We raised $4,000 for the reward. Sabrina raised $2,000 before that. I said, "Oh, I see. And how much of the reward did she take?" And she said 2,700. And I said, "Okay, then you paid the 670 out of your deck fund and Sabrina paid the rest back." She said, "Yes, to bring the deck fund, excuse me. Yes, to bring the fund back to 4,000, I helped raise." And Sabrina still owes my husband and I the $670, but yes, she paid the other back. I don't care if my husband and I don't get our money back. Um, sorry. I don't care if my husband and I get the money back. That is not what is important, but the 6,000 reward is important. Okay, I said I understand. And while at the bake sale, what did Sabrina say to you about the water? Right, guys, listen up. Because I don't think it's fair. And Tamara, I'm sorry, we're just going to have to agree to disagree here. But I don't think it's fair that Jessica is constantly being told that she's lying about your family, but this is what your community is saying about you, Chica. This is what they're saying about you and Sabrina and the family. Jessica's not the one that's saying that. As a matter of fact, she wouldn't even know about it if these people weren't saying it. Right? So the community is saying this about the water, water, a million times the water. About you guys not having water at the house, about a statement that Sabrina made that was concerning about the water in Devlin. Jessica's not the one saying it. This is where it's coming from. This is a person who has firsthand knowledge because Sabrina said this to this person. She said all they would have to do is surround Devlin by water and he would do the rest because he could not swim. That statement has always bothered me. It would bother me too. It would bother me too. Right? And I agree with her here. And I say it's very concerning. I asked her about it on my show and she lied and said it was never said, but she said it was true because Devlin can't swim. She says back to me, guys, and maybe I shouldn't believe Mary. Maybe I shouldn't believe her because she wasn't truthful with me before. I don't know. I don't know. Tamara, stop it. Stop. Stop with that. You're not helping. And I only deleted your comment. But seriously, stop with that. This is where she's getting it from. I said it's very concerning because I did ask Sabrina about that, but she said she never said it. Right? Clearly she did. She said it. I will never get it out of my head. I said, I believe you, Mary. I do. She said, thank you. I said, so how can we get the word out about this reward? When I ask the searchers tomorrow, I will let them know about it. I will also make another flyer about it. I said, you're welcome. I'm sorry that we got off on the wrong foot. Right? Because I'm not here to fight with Mary. I'm not here to bash Mary. I don't have any ill will towards Mary at all. I'm very neutral when it comes to Mary. I just don't know whether I can believe her or not because she's not being completely honest with me. Hey, Siebert. It's not her telling it, Tamra. It's not. She's hearing this from people that were there at the bake sale where Sabrina said this. It's not her fault. How do you think it feels for her to have to carry that information around her head? Please don't make me stick up for Mary. I'm not too happy with her at the moment. But again, I'm neutral because I just want to get to the bottom of this crap. It's too much. It's absolutely too much. She said, you were only going by what you were told. You can reach out to me and ask anything anytime about Devlin. Yes, please get the reward out there. It's the only way I can help, right? So she feels like she's doing the best she can with the situation that was put on her lap. And how can I be rude to her when that's the case? See what I'm saying? I know you are, Jessica. That's why I deleted the last comment because I know it's not coming from you. Cool it in the chat. Be nice to each other. Let's just talk about the situation that is at hand. The information I'm presenting, excuse the information that I am presenting up here is what the topic of conversation should be. Okay, please. I'm not reading this for my health. If you guys want to go read it yourselves, I mean, you could do it and pause and all that, but I'm doing it so that way everybody knows. And sometimes it's small. Tamara emailed me and said it's kind of small, and I said, well, just come join the live and you can listen to me read it for you. I'm doing the best I can, you guys, but you gotta just please behave in the chat, Tamara, please. That's all I'm asking. All right. She said, new flyers, send me. I will continue to share them. I said, I sure will, Mary. Would you be willing to hire a private investigator with it, or do you think it's better as a reward? Right? So here's me trying to compromise with Mary. Right? Because I don't want to be on bad terms with Mary. That's not the point. But I'm sick of this crap. It's not right for Devlin. Right? So I told her, I said, I started a GoFundMe for Jessica, but I don't think it's safe with all that's going on for her and her baby who has special needs, right? Traveling. She says, with everything that has happened, I will keep it as a reward. It will all go for him. I will make sure of that. The drama I had to go through because of his family, I chose to stay away from. I owe nothing I owe none of them anything, which I agree there. I owe it to Devlin to put him first, since it does not look like anyone in his family did, but a lot I did not know about until today on your podcast. she says, or I say, but I think we raised 150. So sorry about that, guys. I was still writing as she was writing. So that kind of was supposed to be up here. All right. So I just told her I think we have that much, because I was trying to say maybe if we can get to match you, maybe we could put the 1,200 for something good, right? For a reward or for a private eye, something, right? Because it's not helping just sitting there. Tamara, I have a question for you, Tamara. Why are you so worried about a PI? Your daughter put out a Facebook post on May 15th about hiring a PI. Why are you so worried about a PI getting hired? Because we're going to hire one no matter if Mary helps or not. We're going to hire a PI. Trust me, especially with the way you're acting. I said, I know, I'm trying to see if I can get someone to work at pro bono. She says, I think that's a great idea. A lot of people do pro bono. And then I was telling her, I said, look, it's appalling to me this whole time that no one has gotten searches going, taking the money meant to help. Do you know if there were searches done by Sabrina? My big problem is the changes in the story. She told me on the podcast that Devlin had her blocked. She also admitted to getting physical with him. She says, I know. I call him the boy that no one loved. He fell through every crack in the system. I will never get over how he was treated. The only I think she meant thing, I know is hearsay from Sabrina. Right? It's not hearsay if it's firsthand knowledge that she told you. You guys got to really understand what hearsay means. Right? For example, if Seclusion Works says to me that she is going to kill someone, right? And then I go to the police and I tell them as an eyewitness that Seclusion told me this, it's not hearsay. It's firsthand knowledge that she told me. Now, if Little Red, if I go to tell Little Red, hey, Seclusion told me she's going to kill this person, and Little Red goes to the cops, that's secondhand hearsay. Guys, please, Google it, y'all. For real. Because it's ridiculous. You guys don't understand hearsay. Well, I'm hoping to get enough information to give the authorities. I agree he was bullied, left to fend for himself, taken advantage of, abused in every way. The minute I heard he was cut off from the electric to charge his phone, I knew something wasn't right. That's a new kind of abuse. She says, I agree the layers need to be peeled. I think this will be on Dateline someday. Now, that's where I said, wait, what? I think this will be on Dateline someday. So are you just holding the reward so you can get recognition later? Like your friend Panda Bear's mom? It's a little worried. I know, Seclusion. I'm sorry I used you as the example. Same to you, Little Red. But come on, guys. Thank you, Sprinkled Donut. Put that money towards finding Devlin, right? Flyers, billboards, organizing searches, whatever can be done. Thank you. Come on. Please, can we do for this kid and not for ourselves and not because it might be on Dateline? For crying out loud, the only reason this kid hasn't gotten the exposure because the family don't have the money. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's why. You get that peanut butter cup, Seclusion. Golly. I mean, to tell you. So I said, you said you have known him since he was 6 or 8. Now, guys, I want you guys to perk up. I said, you said you've known him since he was 6 or 8. Is there anything you would like to tell me about Devlin's life as you knew him? Because she's sitting here telling me how he was the kid that was never loved and da-da-da-da-da. How does she know? What does she know about it, right? So I'm asking her, okay, well, please share this with me, right? Thanks, Little Red. You know, so it's like, what can you share with me? What can you tell me about Devlin? She says, they would come to our garage sales. We always help when we could. He would walk around hunched over. I always made it a point to reach out to him. He would open up and just talk away. I will never get over nothing getting involved, or excuse me, I will never get over not getting involved. I honestly did not know this was that bad, or that it was that bad. I did not learn that they did not have running water in the trailer until the bake sale. Again, Tamra, that is not something that Jessica spread around about your family. I'll check the email too, Tamra. I'll check the email too, but please feel free to share it since this is what we're talking about right now. If it's something that you don't want me to share, then, you know, we could talk about that. But look, this is getting to the bottom of this stuff, right? So she was told at the bake sale by Sabrina, right? Hey, Brenda Sue, that there was no running water in the trailer. I said to her, so that is true. They said the pump needed primed, and I just let her tell her side, really. Because I was, guys. I wasn't up. I didn't have Sabrina up on my panel to attack her. I had her up on the panel so we can discuss it and get information. That's why I had her up. It wasn't to, like, you know, oh, you just told me a lie. You just told me a lie. But there was things when I listened back for it, or people would send me a clip and say, did you realize that Sabrina said this? But before she said this, oh, yeah. Right? So, I mean, this is a joint effort. I'm only one person. I can only do so much. So there's been a lot of people helping me with these statements. I said, thank you for sharing that with me. He seemed like a very sweet kid who wanted to be loved. She said he just wanted to be loved. He's always been kind to me. Have a good night. Reach out if I can help. Right? So here's where this is the end of our conversation. But instead of elaborating to help me find Devlin with what she knows, she continued not to say nothing because probably I said, so that is true about the water. Right? So I screwed up right there. Right? Because Mary could have told me more if I would have just probably shut up and let her, right? So, there's that. I said, "Thank you, Mary, and you do the same." Like I said, I have a search planned, but I'm not being public about it yet. They need to be let to do what needs to be done. Excuse me. I always ask for proof of things, otherwise it's hearsay. I hear some searchers will run off, and I don't know how true that is. I will send you the flyer when it's done to share. She said, thank you. And I said, you're welcome. And that's it. That was it. And I came up on my podcast and I defended Mary and her actions. And I said, it seems like me and Mary may have come into some sort of an agreement. Right? So that wasn't the case though, guys, because then I got this. Mary was not being honest with me about the origination of this reward money being raised, because on May 15th, on the Help Find Devlin Tait page, Sabrina Host posted this post where she was asking for people to help with donations. For those that would like to donate to hiring a private investigator or hire the reward for information, there is a share account, and this is the share account. Right? So Sabrina doing that. And then this person who says that she's some kind of a volunteer or some kind of a, here, let me go back. Sorry, I thought I was paused on it. Some kind of a professional is vouching for Mary. And I'm not even gonna worry about reading it because honestly, I don't know who this lady is. I don't know what she's trying to do. besides stand up for Mary Munch, but I don't see how a professional, like, what profession are you in, and when have you volunteered, and for what? Because all you're doing is causing Facebook drama with Mary, and Mary said she doesn't like drama or want to be a part of it. But guess what? Here comes more drama, because here's our friend Laura Cobb, right? And she says, I'd like to say a few words. I've been hurt in the last 4 months by standing up for Devlin Tait's case. I've been humiliated on live, tore me down. Now they have twisted everything around on me and Mary. How do you figure? Panda, you did your own dirt. Laura Cobb, you did your own dirt. I showed you dirt. So how is that anybody's fault but your own? I'm sick of all of your crap too, ma'am. I'm done with the drama. I'm just for Devlin. I hope he's found. Just want peace in my life. Good. Then go do something different. Because you're not going to bring it on YouTube and tell everybody that Devlin's mother gave him up for adoption when she never did. That was the first thing that you did. That was completely wrong. And then you turned around and said that you were, what, talking with Jessica and working with her to find him? You haven't done a damn thing to find him. Right? You haven't done a damn thing to find him. So maybe you ought to start. Maybe you could grow up a little bit and start doing for Devlin. Because the only victim is Devlin. You're not a victim, Panda Bear's mom, Laura Cobb. Mary Munch, you are not a victim. You are not missing. Devlin is missing. Devlin is missing. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let you continue to run his name through the mud and act like you're some kind of an advocate. What have you done besides try to sell keychains with his picture on it? Why don't you hand them out to the community and do the right thing? Because that would be nice. That would be nice. It'd also be nice if I can find my, there we go. No, I tried to find out if she's a friend, if she knows him, if she's anything. That Mary Munch lady doesn't even know him. They used to go to the garage sales at her house. What, in the summertime? I don't know how many garage sales you have, maybe a couple a year. I don't know what the lady sells off. I have no idea. But it's weird. Excuse me, give me a second, you guys. When Primetime Buzz had Panda Bear's mom up, Panda Bear's mom was spreading misinformation in Devlin's case. And Tamara came up on the panel and straightened some of it out. It's absolutely strange. And I'm going to keep gathering all the strange information for law enforcement. Because it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. That's not what they were saying, though, Tamara. I know you're saying that you needed to prime the pump or whatever when you needed water, but that's not what people are saying. They're saying that Sabrina told them that there was no running water. They're not saying Jessica said that to anybody. This is who's telling people that is this Mary is the one telling people that. Jessica says, I need my son found. She doesn't care about any of the other crap. It is a lot of town gossip. It is a lot of town gossip, Andrea, in my opinion as well. All right, Tamara says, thanks, Tamara. Says, no, Panda Bear's mom is not a friend of ours. We did not know her until after Devlin went missing. Do you know that she doesn't have anything to do with his disappearance? Because the way she acts is very weird. You know? Thank you, Karen. Thank you. I know of other people that have done the same thing. So I appreciate you doing that. And that's the thing, you guys. These are the things that need to be done. The other crap doesn't matter, and it's not helping find him at all. I know. I would love to plot out his movements and figure this out because there's a long time between when he was last heard from and when he was reported missing. And I'm just asking for people to be honest with me about what's going on because it's going to come out. It's just weird. It's weird to insert yourself in a case like that. It's really awful to insert yourself into a case and not help or do a darn thing about it. You know? It's not about let's help raise money to figure this out. It's about let me line my pockets and see how much I can make off of Devlin's case. It's atrocious. Tamara says we want Devlin found too. Does anyone realize what this is doing to our mama? I mean, guys, it's almost been 7 months. We're approaching 7 months. In 10 days, it'll be 7 months. So, what are we going to do about it? We're going to continue to fight amongst ourselves on Facebook because that doesn't help. You're going to continue to make me show every friggin' screenshot from every friggin' discussion that we've ever had and sit up here and read it. That's not help. That's not going to find him. What it's going to do is narrow down the people who have ill intentions is what it's going to do, and that's the reason I'm doing it. But other than that, it's not going to help find Devlin. Sure, I can get a whole bunch of views to come in here and listen to Jessica and Tamara and Sabrina fight back and forth, and oh, let's go have Matt up here too to fight back and forth. That's not helping. It's not helping. What helps is answering the questions that we all have, like what happened to Devlin after 8:21 a.m. And I would love to know who lived in the trailer park. I would love to know who lived in the trailer park because the last ping should have been at 11 p.m. at the trailer park. So we have a parapro that lives over there. There's also a RSO that lives over there. That's concerning, right? But I'm thinking the police officers had to have made contact with this parapro. If you are the parapro and you would like to talk to me, please go back and watch my video with Mary Much first. And just know that I'm not a bullshitter and I don't like to be bullshitted. And I won't be. If you have some solid information or if you would like to come up here and clear your name, tell me how you knew Devlin, we can do that anytime. Email me, ladyfreedomsrawnarratives@gmail.com, no apostrophe. Hey, Mama. But I'm not going to put up with the bull crap. I'm going to ask you a question, and if you don't answer me, I'll already know that you're lying to me. Right? So I would really like to get to the bottom of why Mary had said what she said, because we know she backtracks. We know she backtracks, and she's going to give me a little piece of information and then pretend like she never said it. I'm going to let God judge. Well, God's going to judge you and why you just kept back information and didn't never share it with anybody and just held it to yourself. Thanks, Mama. I agree with that, Little Red. Once they do it once, they're going to do it again and again and again and again if given the opportunity. I don't think they should ever be out walking amongst good people. Ever. Ever. Never, ever, ever. So there's that. Yeah, and these kids are innocent, guys. They're not, they haven't done anything to deserve this. It's ridiculous. We're going to play well, it's a whole excerpt. It's about a 20-minute long. I don't know. It sounds to me, and I could be wrong, but it sounds to me that it was some sort of an altercation with Katie and Heather PI, and Chris Proudfoot seems to be on like a FaceTime. And correct me if I'm wrong in the chat or if you guys know differently, but that's what it seems like and sounds like to me. So we're going to play that. We're going to listen to that. In terms of what's going on with Devlin's case, some updates is, like I said, I definitely have a search team that is going to go out on boats. When, I don't know. When, I won't share until after it happens, because I want them to be able to do what they need to do. I do not want people going out and spoiling anything. Do we have proof that these three are separate individuals, Mary, Panda, and Sabrina? Yes, I do. Yeah, yes, I do, Rosebud. Do I have a picture? Okay, hold on. Let me move myself off here. So, Sabrina is the one in the Star Wars t-shirt. Her mom is Tamra, who's in the striped shirt. And then Panda Bear's mom is a completely separate person. And she's been all over trying to talk on Devlin's case, but she has not been bringing truthful information. It's only what she thinks. I agree, Sprinkle Donut. Those who have nothing to hide, hide nothing. Absolutely. And look, I'm not trying to say anything against anyone, but the fact that she was not being honest with me, even when given every single chance to just be honest, just be honest, just be honest. She refuses to. She refuses to. Rosebud, Tamra was on the same panel as Panda Bear's mom. So yeah, we definitely know that. Yeah, all I did was put the flyer up, Little Red. That's all I did, was make a new flyer and ask for people who have boats. And that was courtesy of someone who else who is working the Sebastian Rogers case. And I know who they are and they know who they are. And no, I'm not telling a single one of yous. Because it's not worth the drama. And it's not fair to the person who did that because they're just trying to help. All right, guys. So let's switch gears to Sebastian Rogers. Boy, oh boy. All righty. Oh, actually, right here, I can show you Panda Bear's mom. Hold on. Let me invite up. Okay. And this is, yeah, Panda Bear's mom right here. Right? So they're not the same people. They're completely different people. Just so everybody knows. You're welcome, Jessica. You're very, very welcome. I wanted it to make sure that I got it early enough because I know that you have to get AJ ready for school and all that stuff. So, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I really, really do. Yeah, mid-April. Yeah, it was April 21st, 2025 that Devlin went missing. I know. I know, Jess. I know. And like I said, if we have to raise money to hire our own private investigator, if we have to find someone to do it pro bono, whatever we have to do, we're going to find it. We're going to. We're going to find out what happened to him. We're going to find out who hurt him. We're going to find out if he, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're going to find out. It's only a matter of time. The truth always comes out. No matter how many people try to hide it or say it didn't happen or no, blah, blah, blah. It's never going to matter. It will never matter. Okay, guys, so let's get right into this. Give me 1 second, and I'm going to play it for you.
Can I tell her who's...
Yeah, my name's Heather. I came by yesterday. Hi, Katie.
What can I do for you? Are you the woman that trespassed my property yesterday?
I actually didn't. I walked down your neighbor's property and then down the easement and then up the other
That's not
side.
an easement. I own that. That's my property.
Well, the fence says no trespassing. I didn't come on the property.
That is my property.
The easement, that's a public easement.
I own it. It's mine. I own it.
I am here to try to clear you,
I don't need you to clear me.
so I don't know why you're being defensive with me.
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
First, can you identify yourself?
Yeah, I did already. My name's Heather, private investigator.
Well, you're coming to my house. And you're
I am. I'm investigating the disappearance of your stepson. So do you want him found or no? Because if you do, then why would you have a problem with me coming to talk to you guys?
Well,
Real simple, because we're asking you questions and you're telling us that you can't answer those questions, so why should we answer any?
I absolutely did not trespass.
there's no such thing.
There's
as a public
nothing,
easement.
there is a such thing as a public easement. It's not posted.
I own it. I have signs on.
Okay, your fence has a sign. I didn't talk about it.
Inside of the
Okay,
property.
take it up with, if you want to report it to law enforcement, do it. Take it up with them. I am trying to help, okay? So if you want somebody to help you, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, well,
So calm down, talk to me like civil human beings. I'm trying to help find him. I've been talking to sex offenders in the area.
Law enforcement has done that.
Okay, and I'm going to do it too, because I'm working it too. And I have that right. And
Okay, guys. So first off, we start out with Heather saying, look, Katie, I'm looking at everybody in the neighborhood. I'm looking into these, this law enforcement, or excuse me, these registered SOs. And then Katie says law enforcement has already looked into them, right? Well, you still should be pretty happy that she's at least looking into them again or has them on her radar, right? Because if she doesn't have everybody on her radar when she's first starting to work this case, then I would be wondering what kind of a private eye she is, right? Because she should have everything on the table at first.
The person that hired me has that right. Anybody has that right.
He's also blatantly accusing me of murder when I didn't.
I haven't accused you of shit.
I didn't say you did. I said he did.
Okay, well, I'm trying to decide who is on my radar and who is not. I've talked to sex offenders. That is my focus right now. In my mind, you're not a person of interest, but I'm coming here trying to talk to you.
It's not a good look to trespass either. Like, that's my
What it looks like, ma'am.
It's posted
So, let me
all
tell you
4
something.
ways.
I just came from the TBI head.
I love, and I'll go ahead and back it up a little bit. I love how Katie is telling someone else what's a good look and what's not. She was the last one with her kid. Come on.
It's not a good look to trespass either. Like, that's my
What it looks like, ma'am.
It's posted
So, let me
all
tell you
4
something.
ways.
I just came from the TBI headquarters in Jackson, Miss.
Honey, I'm going to tell you, as a PI, I have a lot more leeway with things I can do and people I can talk to. And this isn't my first rodeo. I've worked cases like this before. I have gotten information that TBI or law enforcement's not able to get, and I have passed it along, and it has helped the case. I mean, that's all I can tell you.
What have you passed along that's helped this case?
I just started working this case. I haven't even got a chance to talk to you or Katie yet.
Well, here's the thing. You're not talking to her by herself. Period.
Okay.
You're not going to talk to my
Okay,
wife.
fine. All right, set up an appointment with me. Do you want to do that? I can come back. I mean, I can respect your time. I'm not trying to be this. Whatever. I mean, I really think everybody just needs to calm down. Emotions are high. People are flinging mud, and it's just getting drama and stupid. And that is a terrible disadvantage to Sebastian.
Right, but let me inform you on something. You're not the one being threatened here.
I think everybody's being threatened. Did you know there was a drive-by shooting last?
People being threatened. Bullshit.
Okay.
Introducing the only prescription hair regrowth gummy on the market, the Minoxidil Plus Biotin Gummy by Hers.
All right. I mean, I don't understand why you guys are coming at me. I didn't do anything to you.
Okay, well, first off, you came to my house the other day.
Yes. Yesterday.
You walked around my fucking property with a you videotape and took pictures.
Privately owned property back
They didn't
there.
fucking post it all sides of that property.
I mean, the easement between houses is not usually.
I own it.
In that fucking subdivision.
I own half, my neighbors own half, period. That's not public. There are no...
I mean, there's no property lines. There's no way to tell what
It's
is.
marked. I have stakes.
I mean, can you show me? Because I
I can
didn't.
show you all 4 no trespassing signs.
They're on the
If you want,
fence.
you can go on the city and you can look at the property line and you can...
I mean, they're on the
I'd say
fence.
that.
I wouldn't jump
I
your
own it.
fence.
I own it. Half of that is mine, half of that is theirs. That's why they turned it in and they turned it into the police.
I'm sorry, what? I think that when there's a no trespassing
Oh man, I really, really, really wish that Heather would have let her talk right there, right? Because what Katie was saying was that the reason why the neighbors had to turn in some of the footage was because it was of Katie's property, right? That's why they turned it in. Now, of course, we don't know how true that is or whatever. It's being alleged by Katie. We'll just say that much. But I wish she would have tuned out Proudfoot, who was just yelling and being an asshole in the background. And if she would have just let her speak, you know? Okay, so Karen Powers says, here, I'll read seclusions first. Sorry, guys. Let me back it up here. Seclusion says, I put on my special headphones. I use them to train my ears. And lady, I detected movement of someone else at the dogs barking, a door opening and closing. I heard that too. I did hear that, which made me wonder if Chris was there. And Karen Powers says, seclusion, it's been said that another lady answered their door. Excuse me. Another lady answered their door, and we know that KP and CP are there along with Heather. I wonder who it was who opened the door and if there were any others and who. Good question. Rosebud says, what I don't understand is how come they got so defensive about the PI who was hired by Seth to get information about Sebastian. She wasn't hired to get information about those two. I agree. I agree, Rosebud. And that's the thing. And why are they so defensive? It makes me wonder when somebody is being overly defensive, what is going on? Hey, couponing, good to see you. People move into areas and pay more to get away from that. And boom, surprise, your neighbor is Chris Broadfoot. Oh my gosh, Holly, could you imagine? Oh my Lord. Yeah, I also heard the words they're being they're being interviewed. And and that's the thing, like there's a lot going on in this audio, and I turned it up as much as I could. I was only going to turn up Katie's parts, but then I realized she was the one talking more so than Chris, right? Because I did share this out from Brooks's channel. So they're very unreasonable. Were you trespassing in my house? And here's Katie again. People got fooled by her because of her soft-spokenness in the beginning. Hey, Coffee Crime and Cats, good to see you.
Sign on the fence, that means you don't go into the fence. I'm not going to go into the fence.
Negative. Actually, that's wrong.
Okay, well, I'm not sure how I would know that. All right, well, I'm not really... Yeah, I'm just not really sure how anybody would know that easement is yours.
You stepped out of your car the other day, and you walked onto the property. When Mike, my neighbor, saw you, and Mike
walked right past your neighbor.
Street saw you, turn around, where they saw you. Now, got you on camera, walking your ass through my property, right next to my fucking driveway. You walked past 3 fucking signs, woman, 3. Don't tell me you didn't see them. They're on the fucking fence. You just said it on this camera, and I got news for you. Because you've done that, you have violated trespassing.
I was actually trying to stay on the outside of your property. Okay, well, I don't know how I would know that that's not...
Add the detectives into this so that they can see her and find out what she's...
I just left the sheriff's department. I've talked to Tim Bailey. I've talked to Sheriff Weatherford. I've been talking to all of them. So, anyway...
Okay, well, first off...
But why is this the focus instead of finding Sebastian? It's a waste of time right now. We're arguing over a property line, like when there is a missing child.
We're arguing over a fucking safe.
I'm not showing up here to do anything to you except for find your son.
No.
I'm not a threat to you.
All you had to do was pick up the fucking phone and call us.
Wow, guys, trigger warning, okay, trigger warning. Okay, so no, yeah, what normal person rages as the PI that's just trying to get info, right? I don't know where she walked, right? I do know that I had an altercation with the neighbors and was followed out of the neighborhood when I got out of my car to film. And what I was focused on is the ditch because it was raining and it hadn't rained. And they were mad as could be. Right? So, yeah, and it's not going to stop people from knocking on your door. Karen says to post the no trespassing signs in Tennessee, you must place clear, legible signs at all major points of entry to your property, at least 3 feet off the ground. Thank you, Karen. Yeah, so there's that. But he's just going smooth off. And like I said, the neighbors are definitely upset about anybody filming or being in the neighborhood, right? That doesn't live there, which that's fine. They could be upset all day long. But if you're not stepping foot on their actual property, then it's not trespassing, right? And I was pretty careful not to, but then again, there you can't really tell what's what, right? But the ditch part of it is definitely part of the city because that's who is going to service that, is the city, to the best of my knowledge. And like I said, you guys can, correct me if I'm wrong.
That's not how I operate. I talk to people in person. That's what I do.
You're shit at your job. Because you should.
No, that's not shit at your job. PIs don't call people. They show up at their houses.
Well, I got news for you.
Okay.
Welcome to Tennessee. There's a certain
Are you going to set up an appointment with me, or do you just want to keep yelling at me? This is really ridiculous. Like, this is the drama that's a disadvantage to Sebastian. He's not going to be found this way.
Answer my question. What the hell are you going to do to help find our son?
I am knocking on doors, talking to sex offenders.
FBI, Secret Service, TBI.
I am communicating with the bank. I just talked to Tim Bailey, asked him if they've talked to the sex offender. They have not talked to the sex offender. He said, I'm free to go do so, which is what I'm doing, okay?
Okay, well, first off, when you come on somebody's property, you're supposed to announce yourself because we have it posted, no trespass. It doesn't matter what your fucking job title is. Once again, that's why I tried to explain to you. There's no property lines in that entire subdivision.
No.
There's no community spaces. No, nothing. Nothing. So where you were walking yesterday on camera, you're on my property.
But I really wish that you would lighten up a little bit because we are focusing on the wrong thing when we should be focusing on finding Sebastian.
If you want me to lighten up,
I do.
You want me to lighten up?
Yes, sir.
It's real simple.
I will not walk on your property again. I apologize for walking down the easement, what looked like an easement.
You told my neighbor you were hired by the family, and I am the family. So
Exactly.
if I didn't
So
hire
that
you,
tells me right there that you're hired by the Rogers family.
But I am not hired to implicate or accuse you. And
I'm not asking you
okay,
to implicate.
I am trying to find him, so I want to talk to you too.
You'll come find me.
That's what I'm trying to do. I'm here trying to find you.
I'm not hard to find.
Okay, when do you want it? Let's set this up. When do you want to meet?
Work.
Whenever. Where at? Memphis? I'll be in Jackson tomorrow, so I can meet you. I can I can come all the way to Memphis if that's what you require, or you can meet me somewhere in between.
Well, I would prefer you come see me because I work nights. So 9 to 1 when you guys are up, I'm actually sleeping.
Okay, so, but it's not going to be you and Katie, it's just going to be you?
It would be just me because unless Katie's coming down to see me, well, she can't. We have other things that have to happen at the house. It wouldn't be together. The only time we're going to be together might be Sunday, Monday. That's when we might actually be back together again.
Okay, well,
I'm working.
I mean, I'd rather do it both at the same time. And you already said you don't want me talking to your wife without you present. So
Right.
that would mean,
And you can ask the cops that. They don't show up and talk to her without somebody telling us both. That's
Okay.
just the way this works. That's safety in numbers. I don't trust. Don't take it the wrong way. I don't know.
well, and I mean, we wouldn't know each other. I mean, we have no reason to know each other prior to this. But
But it's not hard to make a phone call and talk to somebody first. Blah, blah, blah.
yeah.
That's fine.
However, my history with cases like this is that, you know, especially with you guys are already defensive.
Right, I understand that. Not everybody in this world is like that. Not everybody is like that. I'm not. I'll be honest, I'm level-headed, I'm very brash, I'm blunt to the point. Well, I've already told the cops this. I don't give a flying fuck what happens to him or what happens to that fucking family.
Yeah.
They did what they did.
Yeah. I would like, what would be really great in a perfect world would be if I could calm that down a little bit, because right now, but it's not this isn't helping Sebastian.
Okay, and I agree with Heather. I don't really know what to think of Heather. I will say that she did record a lot, and there's a lot coming out courtesy of Heather Cohen, right? Because this is the second really great piece of audio where we can actually listen to what's going on. I appreciate her a lot for doing that. So we'll just put it that way. Holly S., this is such a great point, and thank you so much for your super chat. She says, in my opinion, they are creating a fake argument chaos over property lines to deflect from Sebastian being missing. Narcs 101, right? Narcissistic behavior 101, right? They gaslight. Yeah. They focus on the wrong things, right? And here's Heather like, look, this isn't helping Sebastian. I'm trying to build a bridge here. I'm trying to get information. I'm trying to help figure this out. I'm not against you. I'm trying to work with you. Help me help you is it, you know, and you can hear the dog barking they're little Yorkies, they're little Morkies, and they're barking in the back. For those of you that don't know who, you know, what a Morkie is, it's a Maltese Yorkie, I believe. So it's a little mixed dog. They're really cute. They're little, they're tiny, right? A lot of times the little ones bark a lot because they're, you know, territorial, or, you know, because they're trying to make themselves bigger than they are because they are tiny, right? And it's just part of their survival, in my opinion. So, she's not allowed to talk to anybody alone, and the police have that same agreement with Chris and Katie, is that they don't talk to each other alone, is what Chris is telling the private eye. I mean, that's weird. Like, that is so weird um that they would say something like that, because the police usually do what the police want to do, right? Um they just do. They're not sorry guys, I'm getting a cough drop here. Um they do what they want to do. If that was me, they would be taking my ass to the police station. I wouldn't be telling them how to run their investigation. No how. It's weird, guys. Yeah. Valley Gal, great point. I'm sleeping and can't be bothered at the time regarding my wife's missing son. Okay, her weird. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to not be a douche. Exactly. Especially to someone who's helping. But honestly, guys, when you are a person who's asking questions, nobody likes you. You're the most unliked person. Trust me, I know how she feels, even though I don't agree with everything that Heather has done. I honestly know exactly how she feels right now. Because people don't. And then the neighbors are telling on her for even being around the neighborhood. That screams volumes to me that the neighbors don't want Sebastian found. For what? You're really going to side with these two crazy MFers? Not me. Sorry, but these two. Are you serious right now? But you're going to get mad at everybody else for wanting to find Sebastian? What is that? It's creepy how they all work together doing this. I agree, Holly. I agree. CP Karen says CP's pulling another of his Nancy Grace promises. I'll meet you, but I won't. I'll take a polygraph, but I won't. Oh my god. Oh my. Oh my god, Karen. I'm sorry, you guys. Like I said, I have a bit of a cold, but oh my god, that's too funny. What? What are you hiding? Yep. And wait, did they already know that they're being looked at? Oh my god, Red. In my opinion, thank you, Sprinkle Donut. Oh my gosh, I'm brash, I'm blunt, and to the point. Unreal. Mhm. Something is off about that background. I agree. I know. I don't know if he took another job there or what, Karen, or if they did give him his job back. I'm not sure. What exactly was CP doing in Memphis at that time, since he was not supposed to work on the St. Jude? I mean, that was the best of my knowledge. He might have been at his mom's house. No, don't be sorry, seclusion. I know. I think so too, Karen. They would be like, well, for one, I just feel like any one of us would have been hauled down to the station, which maybe they were, you know, but oh my gosh. Was he hiding his truck in the area of the new houses so it would appear he was not there? I mean, they did the geofencing, so I'm not sure. Mm, we are not going to forget. Valley Gal says, as CP would says, "Welcome to Tennessee. Brush it under the rug, and everyone will forget." I think all the neighbors should be looked at. Any of them that didn't want to help. It was 50 days after Sebastian went missing, Rosebud. So that would have put it at, let's see, a month and a half, about a month and 20 days. Well, He went missing on the 26th. It's weird because, you know, February, that was a leap year, and so there were 29 days in February that year of 2024. Exactly, right? Well, they're in major cahoots. Aw, thanks, Mama, for gifting a Lady of Freedom's Raw Narratives membership. If you got the membership, please say thank you to Mama and welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Thanks, Mama. He's afraid of her mouth. Makes you wonder, Coffee Crime and Cats. I think he's afraid of her mouth, and temper will get the best of her, and she'll say something he doesn't want her to. Very, very possible. Very, very possible. No, I don't think so. I just didn't think he went back to that site either. He claimed he was working over at Vanderbilt. He did. He did. Oh, did you get a membership? Congratulations, Sprinkled Donut, and welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Cool. I don't see him all the time, guys. Thanks, Little Miss Sharon, for letting me know. I never know who gets them half the time. All right, guys, let's go ahead and listen a little bit more. I'm going to push it back just a tad. I'm going to make some tea real quick. So if there's an ad, I apologize, but here we go.
Fuck what happens to him or what happens to that fucking family.
Yeah.
They did what they did.
Yeah. I would like, what would be really great in a perfect world would be if I could calm that down a little bit, because right now, but it's not this isn't helping Sebastian. You know,
It didn't help Sebastian when he aired his trauma. It didn't help Sebastian when he accused his mother of murder. It didn't help Sebastian when he made almost $50,000 on my son going missing.
Who did?
Seth.
Seth.
Don't know. I didn't know about that. I don't know anything about that.
Every single day he goes on. Internet sleuth.
Let me lay this out for you, okay? Day to the investigation.
Him. I tried to work with him.
We were all in my house.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Katie, Seth, and 2 other witnesses and law enforcement were in the house.
Yeah.
I brought up, what can we do to help with this situation?
Right. Okay.
And when I said, hey, do we need to raise money? Do we need to get some investigators? What do we need? Horses, whatever. We'll do whatever.
Yeah.
They said, don't do anything with money because it makes the family look bad and it could turn ugly. Okay, cool. All of us standing in that living room in my house made an agreement that said we were not going to do that.
Okay. Well, so
I said, hold on. We'll wait, Toby. Turn your phone around. Not you. Hers. I want to see the face of her phone.
Oh, that she's
you want to see the face of my phone?
Okay, guys, I'm sorry if you could hear the Keurig in the background, but I had to run over here and just say, and I will rewind it. But when he tells her that, that's why I'm thinking that they're not in the same location and that they're on a FaceTime call. But I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but that's what I'm thinking is because of that right there. And I'll just rewind it and go back to making my tea. Okay, here we go.
Agreement. That said, we were not going to do that.
Okay. Well, so
I said, hold on. We'll wait, Toby. Turn your phone around. Not you. Hers. I want to see the face of her phone.
Oh, that she's
you want to see the face of my phone?
Yes.
Let me unlock it.
This conversation. Don't take it the wrong way, but I told you I don't trust people right now. And people try to use shit and however they can. But that conversation in that living room was an agreed upon deal not to do anything with a GoFundMe page and collect money and benefit off of this. And sure as shit, what happened? The very next fucking day, there's a GoFundMe fucking page that's posted. So, I'm sorry.
So I didn't understand how he knew that Sebastian wouldn't be found and would need money when my son hadn't been missing 72 hours, and yet he knew he was going to need money to pay his bills that far in advance. That speaks volumes to me. The fact that he can't be bothered to help look for his son in the beginning. The fact that he literally released my son's sensitive trauma issues and...
Oh, please, Katie, you know what? I had to pop in again, you guys, because I'm here to tell you this is some bullshit. Seth had a job, right? Where he was a corrections officer. That's where he was the night when Sebastian went missing. So for Katie to say that he had to pay his bills on something, no, that's not true. And another thing that's not true is that Seth Rogers had been searching for Sebastian since day one, driving around looking for his son, the whole 9 yards. So it's highly offensive to me to hear Katie telling the PI that Seth made all of this money off of Sebastian just to pay his bills? Come on. He absolutely did not do that. To pay his bills? If he started a GoFundMe, which he didn't, his sister was the one that started the GoFundMe, by the way. It wasn't for his bills. It was because he needed gas back and forth. What is he supposed to do when he's got, what, an hour drive, I think it is? Again, correct me if I'm wrong. I might be wrong about the exact proximity. But he's going back and forth. He's riding around. He's looking for Sebastian. Right? And Seth wasn't the one that went to Disney World. Thank you, little Miss Sharon. You know, it's not right. But yet, here's Katie. Oh, did you know that he made money? When did you look, Katie? Because I've never seen you look, not even the first day. If that was my son, I would be looking everywhere in the neighborhood. I wouldn't care what the police told me. I would tell them, I respect you, thank you, find my son. I'm looking for him too. They couldn't keep my ass in the house. I'm sorry, they couldn't. They couldn't. And they can't, really, by law, they can't tell you that you can't go search.
Be found and would need money when my son hadn't been missing 72 hours, and yet he knew he was going to need money to pay his bills that far in advance. That speaks volumes to me. The fact that he can't be bothered to help look for his son in the beginning. The fact that he literally released my son's sensitive trauma issues and blatantly lied about all of the details surrounding it, including the age of the person who did it to him. The fact that he has turned my son missing into some dramatized bullshit for the internet.
Yeah, just so he can profit. And it's sad. It is truly sickening, honestly. It's sickening if he's profited off of this.
I don't need to be on television hanging crackers. I don't need to brag that I have done what I have done to help find my son.
And I just want to throw out there that Katie and Chris were the first ones to go on YouTube. Just saying.
I understand how you guys feel about everything.
So you don't push the information to Detective Carter?
I haven't talked to Carter yet. Carter has not gotten back with me. So I had to...
down here with me.
Okay, well that's good to know. But
the reason why they didn't answer.
Yeah.
I know that.
But so yeah. But
Don't take this the wrong way, but why is a PI going on doing internet sleuth interviews?
You know, he contacted me before I was even hired to work the case.
Just,
but yeah,
no
but
offense, I'm just asking.
But no, I mean, I'm not a sleuth. I'm actually a PI.
I didn't call you a sleuth.
Yeah.
On
the sleuth podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, they asked me for my thoughts on the Sebastian Rogers case, and
so
who is it?
Aware of all of that, and Sacco's not doing anything that he hasn't already done to me in the past.
Like, I'm not interested in the drama. I'm not interested in the rumors. I'm going to base who I think needs to be on the radar based on my interviews, my investigation, not what anybody else says.
So I have a question.
How often do you think about your poop? Now, some people think about their poop a lot, others not so much. Did you know that?
You conduct your portion, do
Couldn't have had a better ad for this video.
your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know the Rogers family has hired you.
Okay. Base who I think needs to be on the radar based on my interviews, my investigation, not what anybody else says.
So I have a question. You conduct your portion, do your thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know the Rogers family has hired you.
Okay.
It is very evident.
Okay.
Because we didn't hire.
They announced it publicly. It's not a secret. I know, but we already know.
There is another PI too, by the way.
I know. There's at least like 3 or 4 of them.
Oh yeah, I will tell you this. You can tell all the PIs, because I know you won't talk.
Yeah, we do.
Because we're sick and tired of being stalked and people coming on our properties. Because that's not just my property. It's theirs. We've worked
We're cool about that.
probably 24 different, I'm the best one, I'm going to crack the case people already. And every last one of them that have talked to us, we have said, you are welcome to come and start from square one. You're not going to find anything that, well, 250 professionals didn't, but you're welcome to try, because at this point.
I haven't been here since day one when all this went down.
Yeah.
And people don't understand. People can say, well, I understand how you feel when nobody knows how we feel.
Yeah.
Because unless you've lost a child and you've gone through this crap,
Mm-hmm.
you don't know. Like, I don't tell people, you don't know shit.
Okay.
You know?
Well, I will tell you.
This is just in general.
I will tell you that I have only been hired on this case for 2 days.
I will forewarn you. So anything that you get, do you share back to the family?
Do I share what? Share back to the family, is that what you said?
If you anything that you find or you get, share.
It's going to depend. If it comes from law enforcement, which is what I told Weatherford, if it's something they share with me that they tell me, because I understand that there are some things that don't need to be in the public, and if it's
Answer their question. Are you going to give them information back? Yes or no? I mean, it's real simple.
depending on what it is. If it's something I can share with them, yes, I will share it with them.
I will say this: I wish you the best of luck. I hope you find some. I hope you get some. Truly, I truly do. I hope you can find. I don't give a shit what it is. Piece of evidence or something that will move something in one direction.
Right.
I will tell you this. There is no chance Seth Rogers or the Roger family is going to reach out and contact us, and there's going to be reciprocating phone calls, because it ain't happening right.
There doesn't need to be phone calls between you guys.
The only way that's going to happen, he ain't going to do it. He ain't going to do it.
Yeah.
It's real simple. So, and I mean, unfortunately, he's made this bed, he's going to lie. You know? I mean, it is what it is.
I tried, 4 different times to get him to interview with me.
It seems like y'all were somewhat cordial in the beginning.
We were.
He have been very cordial. I got proof of shit that where he's running.
So did Katie just admit that the reason why she's mad at Seth is because he wouldn't interview with her? Because I'm here to tell you, I wouldn't interview with my ex if I thought that they had something to do with my child's disappearance. No, I'm not going to be on the same page with them so they can, fool the public. Hell to the no.
You know, I mean, it is what it is.
I tried, 4 different times to get him to interview with me.
It seems like y'all were somewhat cordial in the beginning.
We were.
He have been very cordial. I got proof of shit that where he's running his mouth that he didn't talk to me and all this. I got phone records where I have had hour-long conversations.
When he said that Hayat spoke to him, that we refused to speak to him for 2 weeks, he was on the phone with him for long periods of time, damn near every day at that point. Welcome to
They were welcome in the house. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your name again?
This is what they told us about you too.
Well, everybody and I'm being honest, everybody on fucking Facebook, all this YouTube, all this TikTok, all this bullshit, they could take those fucking shows and stick them so far up their asses, and I hope they choke off.
Yeah.
There ain't a fucking one of them out there that have sit here and run us through the fucking dirt.
Yeah.
I wouldn't piss on them if they were on fire.
We were so unhinged that they found some lady that has the same name as me that murdered her child, I guess, in the early 2000s, and they're trying to say that that's me.
That's the problem with sleuths that don't have access to actual databases, is that a lot of these Truth Finder and all those the public access ones, there's mixed information.
Let me ask you this. You're going after sex offenders, obviously.
Right. That's
You have the access to scan the dark web for trafficking?
Yeah. I can get that done. Not me personally, but I know somebody, yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Please. I mean, I don't, you're not more for me, but
Yeah, no, but that's, I mean, is that how you feel? That's what you think is going on?
everybody keeps talking about trafficking and trafficking and trafficking, and they just found 11 missing kids, and everybody's going after this whole sex offender bullshit. So if there's anything to it and someone took him and it's trafficking, where would they go?
Right.
Wow. So we hear that Katie is telling her to look into this SEXT, right, of kids. And I find that to be really odd because when Heather offers that information up, obviously she's offering it up in order to make Katie feel comfortable that she's not looking at her, right? Let's be honest. There's a fair amount of manipulation in this, right? But Katie, being equally manipulative on her own, says to her, well, the police already looked into that, and you don't need to be looking into that. You're trespassing on my property, blah, 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 right? And she freaks out, like literally freaks out. And then now at the end of the conversation, because it's almost going to be over here, all I did was put this in here, so it's about 20 minutes long. Now she's like, hey, so obviously you're only looking into trafficking, so why don't you look into this in the dark web? Because all this bullshit. And then she talks too much, right? Because then we realize that Katie just called her own statement bullshit. Because she really doesn't think that that's what happened to Sebastian, because she knows what happened to Sebastian. Period. Point blank. End of discussion.
Because if he were within 5 miles of this house, there's no chance that he wouldn't have been found. None. Because I know every single group, agency, technology, everything that was brought in, there's no chance he was within 5 miles of this house.
Okay.
It was done over and over and over, and they used heat sinking, they used FLIR, they used vision, they used night. I mean, they did. If you can name it, they did it, and they did it in multiple ways. I don't think he's that close to home, unless he's in a basement. I was begging them to search farther.
Unless he's in a basement. Unless he's in a basement? Wow. Wow. Unless he's in a basement. Guys, we needed someone to be checking basements of the Proudfoot's Mama Sox's residence that she had on her listings. Okay. What basement, Katie? Unless he's in a basement? Wow. She sounds so cold and detached, Karen. It's so obvious. It's like being slapped in the face. Unless he's in a basement. Oh my God, Holly. In a basement, Katie. In a basement, Katie. You're just fine with that? That doesn't make you tear up? That doesn't make your voice crack to think that he might be in a basement? You're just going to offer that up, right? I think he's being human trafficked or in a basement. Excuse me. In a basement? What the fuck? Seriously. That's your baby you're talking about, Sprinkle Donut. Oh my gosh. Katie, that's your baby. That's your son that you're talking about. And it's so random. It is so random. Oh my gosh,
They used FLIR, they used vision, they used night. I mean, they did. They did. If you can name it, they did it, and they did it in multiple ways. I don't think he's that close to home, unless he's in a basement. I was begging them to search farther.
I was begging them to search farther. Were you begging them to search in any kind of a specific basement, Katie? Because that's a very specific place. That's a very specific place. And she mentions the dark web. Hey, Nancy. It's so gross. It's horrible. Her voice is just completely monotone. Talking about her son who's missing. Rosebud says if he was removed from the house without her knowledge, hence she was sleeping, Sebastian didn't shout out help his mom. It is possible Sebastian knew the person. Well, it's just weird because they're saying that if we're to believe what the police were saying, because I'm not sure exactly I'm not sure exactly I'm not sure exactly when they talked to Sonny Weatherford, but it seems like it might have been around the same time because they were trying to get the missing person um, report, right? Just they were just asking for his missing persons report. And but then she said she also made a visit that day too. Or she just got back from, right, when she was confronted by Katie about being on her property. So I don't know exactly when that was. This was supposedly day 50, but it sounds like at that point they had already used, because she just mentioned the thermal imaging, which again, if he's not alive, he's not going to be found in the wall. I mean, we did a whole live stream about that, right? Because I found it odd. I don't know exactly what technology they were using when they're saying they're using thermal to look for Sebastian in the walls. That really threw me for a loop. And I'm sorry I didn't catch that the first time we listened to it. That's why we did a whole live on it. So Rosebud says, my next question would be to them, or was there any new people brought into Sebastian's life prior, like weeks before or months before, a babysitter, a new teacher at school helping him? I know people were talking about that before too, Rosebud, about maybe somebody like took him to help him. But the thing is that there would have been some way that he was lured out, right? And he probably would have at least taken his phone. If he was told to leave his phone there, but there would still be some kind of evidence that he left on his own, or that somebody came up and got him. But when we have two light sources at 3 a.m. and one of them goes back to the house, that's very worrisome to me. Yeah, Tennessee does have basements, Holly. I don't know that they're, well, because if you look up the Proudfoot residence, it says by basement, it says crawl space. So yeah, I get what you're saying too, Rose, but anybody that was new in Sebastian's life that showed interest in him. Oh no, Cece says we do. I hate ours. I had to spend almost 10K to get it fixed, not to leak every time it rained. Oh no. Yeah, and that's tough. And I know a lot of times when you have a basement, you have to get a sump pump because, there's a lot of basements in Chicago. So he was last physically seen on February 25th, 2024, leaving the Texas Roadhouse with his mom, Carrie. That's when he was last physically seen. Now, there is alleged video that we've never been able to lay eyes on of someone taking the trash to the end of the driveway, but it's never been confirmed. Seth himself has seen this video, and he says that he can't say definitively that it's Sebastian or not. Katie says that the FBI has confirmed that it's Sebastian and that the person who took the trash out had the same run as Naruto, and that's an anime character that Sebastian liked, and he ran like him with his arms backwards. His arms back behind him, excuse me. Not backwards. Hey, Kiki, I'm feeling all right. I'm drinking tea and I have cough drops. So I'm doing okay. I think I caught a cold. And I would ask Seth those very same questions in the months and weeks prior. Did anybody come into their circle that was helping Sebastian or paying attention to him and talk to him? You know, I don't think so. I will say that he had more social opportunities when he was with Seth, in my opinion. I think that when he was with Chris and Katie, it was like, homeschool, that's it, right? To school, to home, and then, you know, Katie said she would take him out, and do things with him, but I don't know that, we obviously know that Sebastian didn't have many friends. You know, he did play Magic the Gathering with his dad, also Dungeons and Dragons. He loved playing that. Um, we all know Sebastian loves to play board games like cards, Uno. Um, he loves playing video games. Karen Power says, I've only wondered about that lady, Lily, posting and saying she knew him from school. I think she was a youngish teacher's assistant. Thanks, Karen. Yeah, and see, I don't remember seeing that. Hey, KJ Mac. Yeah, I'm doing good, KJ Mac. Thank you. There was just so much crap that was going on, and I just had to come up today. I was planning on probably taking the night off, but then I saw Brooks's video, and then I was dealing with the other stuff with Devlin. The trash was allegedly taken out at many different times. We just heard an audio from Sheriff Sonny Weatherford, who has passed away, and he said that the trash was taken out at 6:20. But see, Sebastian didn't even leave Texas Roadhouse until 6:24. He was getting in the vehicle. He's on video getting in the vehicle with his mother. So that was inaccurate. I've also heard that he took out the trash at about 6:45, 7 is what I've heard too. So conflicting information. Yeah, I wonder if they've eaten there since the 25th. Yeah, I wonder myself. I definitely wonder that. Katie and Toad. I ask these questions to give Katie the benefit of the doubt. I don't want to point my fingers at her without proven factual evidence, and I agree. I give her side eyes because of the light that walks back. Yeah, I know. That's the only reason I give her any type of a side eye, Rosebud. That is my reason for that, is because if we're to believe that they have no evidence that he left the house, that's the evidence, right? Because none of the doors or the windows were tampered with. So if, like, for instance, if Sebastian was to have gone out his window, the windows only lock one way, right? So that would have meant that there would have at least been a window that was open, unlocked. But according to Chris and Katie both, who it's their house, have said everything was locked up tight. Nothing was tampered with on the exterior of their home, is what Chris Proudfoot told Smiley. Right? So with that, we have to believe that that had to have been the time that Sebastian got out of the house, or he didn't make it home at all. Those are the only two things that make sense, with the fact that there's no footage of Sebastian in the neighborhood and all of the house was, you know, locked up tight. And then what, right? Because he didn't disappear. Obviously, they looked for him in the walls, which I still don't understand. Um, Gail says the strange thing about coming home from Texas Roadhouse is she pulled straight in the garage, which was out of a character because she normally let Sebastian out to go to the front door because of the garage door noise. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah. And I've heard that before too, that typically Sebastian would get out of the car and let Katie pull into the garage because he didn't like the way the garage door sounded. But I guess I just don't understand that either, because either way, he would have to hear the garage door. It would make more sense to me that, like, she would open the garage prematurely before they got around it so he wouldn't have to hear it. Because if he gets out of the car and stands outside, then he would hear the door too. So I guess I never understood that statement, and I don't remember seeing any, like, I don't remember seeing a screenshot or who said it. But I do think that that would be out of the ordinary for sure if that is the case. You know? I mean, I can't explain why people do the things that they do, so Sebastian might have done that, you know? Um, Rosebud says, "So it seems to me spent a lot of time with the adults. Is there anyone in the circle of adults that they know that showed interest in Sebastian more so than others?" That I do not know. Was it which audio is that, Kiki? The one that we're playing now, or the one before? After the audio that At Night posted, it seals the deal for me. They both are to blame, in my opinion. Good night, Jessica. Thanks so much for being here. You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome, and you don't have to thank me, and I appreciate you being here, so thank you very much. Yeah. After the audio, Rosebud says, I have no, yeah, I have no, I have some more questions for them. And that's how it always is. I think the more questions we ask, the more questions we have, you know. Um, yeah, the whole wall thing's super confusing. And I don't know that they're saying the right technologies. Maybe that's it. And then that's why it's not making sense, because they're saying we use the thermal in the wall, so a critique on their puzzling and disturbing statements combined with video we've seen. I definitely not pointing the finger. It's interesting the Foots take it as such. Suspicion isn't absolute. And it is not. I mean, we could get that is such a great point, KJ Mac. Like, we could get like a whole brand new piece of information or evidence that proves something wrong or disproves it or proves it right. There's no, like, there's no definite or absolute involved, right? Because anything could sway our decision process. So, and we're still in the decision process. In my opinion, I am. Again, I'm neutral. Do I like what Katie is saying here? No, I don't believe that. That's bullcrap. And for her to go after Seth, I don't like it. But in the same way, I'm listening to what she's having to say. I'm at least considering it, right? I'm listening very careful. And when I hear her just say, well, he's trafficked her in a basement, gosh, like, when you actually think and process through something like that, as a parent, I would think that that would make you at least a little bit cringe or something. You could hear it. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica says, I'll be keeping Sebastian in my prayers every night. Good night, everyone. Thank you for your continued support for these boys. Thank you, Jessica. I really appreciate you saying that. Um, and that's the thing, unfortunately, you have these parents that don't know where their kids are. How horrible. How horrible. Karen Power says, and that's why I don't believe Sonny Weatherford literally saw Sebastian come home after the Texas Roadhouse. I don't believe so either. Not after hearing that. And not only that, if you're talking to a private eye, wouldn't you give them the best information, the most accurate? We know that's not accurate. We know that's not accurate. Maybe they just saw her pull in and thought she was there. Could be. Aw, thanks, Sprinkled Donut. Thank you guys for showing Jessica love in the chat. I really appreciate you guys. Hey, Kiki. Good. Seclusion works. I know. And it's that time of year, guys. Make sure you guys, I mean, I'm doing emergency and all kinds of stuff now. I'm like, oh, I should have done this before. I might not have got sick. The audio with Heather. Yeah, yeah, that this is the one we're listening to. I just put Sebastian's flyer on it, and I turned it up a little bit for us so we could hear it. Aw, thank you, Mama, for gifting another membership. Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives membership. If you got a membership, please, please, please say thank you to Mama and welcome to the Dragon Tribe. In the audio, Heather, KP said they used the FLIR. Oh, yes, forward-looking infrared. Yeah, I think that's probably what I was thinking of when I was talking last night, and not last night, the night before on Sunday. So oh, good. Yay, Seclusion. Aw, that's awesome. Welcome to the Dragon Tribe, Seclusion. Joe Joe said Joe said sorry guys, it's terrible. If I laugh, it's worse. Okay, so sorry, now I'm trying to go back against my table and I'm making it creak. Okay. Joe, you caught me off guard. You're so funny. Oh my lord. He says, I think SF stopped tipping the bottle. He was coherent and less puffy. Well, that's positive. Thank you, Joe. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. He was talking about the David case. Is that the David with the 4? Oh my god, you're killing me over here. That is too funny. Yay, seclusion works. Oh my gosh. Rosebud says amen. Sprinkled donut. I get what you're saying. Here's me. You guys just reminded me of that one night when Joe just reminded me of that one night where we were saying that SF smells like coffee, coffee, cigarettes, and bad cologne or something like that. And now I got the giggles. All right. I hope he's drinking less. We'll just say that. Good to see you, Brenda. Thanks for being here. Did you talk about how she is insisting he is not close by? Yes. We're right. Actually, we're right at that part, Brenda. We are right at that part. Oh my goodness. Thanks, Carrie. Jeez. Well, we all know he definitely wasn't talking about Sebastian because they hired a private investigator to not talk about the missing. So, Sebastian, he's the one that's missing. Remember that kid? There's a reward for him and everything, but eh. Yeah, for sure, Joe. I know, and I'm giggling, I'm laughing, but you're right. Yeah, when somebody's a drunk, it's good. It's good if they quit. It is. It is. No, really. I mean, when it gets to be an issue, and you know, I mean, hey, it's up to them when they do it. Gail says, with all of these new audios coming out, I hope this case is fixing to be solved and arrests are made. I'm hoping so too, Gail. I think something big is going to happen, but they keep putting this stuff out, which is amazing. We need to know these things. We do. Yeah, and we're happy too, Joe. And thank you for sharing that. I mean, you do understand more when you see things, from that mindset, so, but oh, yeah, I don't know how to turn them on. Sometimes it's different for iPhones. I know that. Like, iPhone is completely different. Little Miss Karen, or Little Miss Sharon, excuse me. Little Miss Sharon says, I must say, if SF was sulking around my property, I wouldn't be happy. No, me neither. I wouldn't want him flying a drone over by me either. He's weird, especially with young ladies. I've heard he's weird. All right, guys, I'm just going to back it up a little bit. I'll back it up about a minute or so. That way, everybody that came in a little bit newer, we can hear.
This. You're going after sex offenders, obviously.
Right. That's my.
You have the access to scan the dark web for trafficking?
Yeah. I can get that done. Not me personally, but I know somebody. Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
Please. I mean, you're not more for me, but
Yeah, no, but that's, I mean, is that how you feel? That's what you think is going on?
everybody keeps talking about trafficking and trafficking and trafficking, and they just found 11 missing kids, and everybody's going after this whole sex offender bullshit. So if there's anything to it and someone took him and it's trafficking, where would they go?
Right.
Because if he were within 5 miles of this house, there's no chance that he wouldn't have been found. None. Because I know every single group, agency, technology, everything that was brought in, there's no chance he was within 5 miles of this house.
Okay.
It was done over and over and over, and they used heat sinking, they used FLIR, they used vision, they used night. I mean, they did. They did. If you can name it, they did it, and they did it in multiple ways. I don't think he's that close to home, unless he's in a basement. I was begging them to search farther.
Okay.
This area has been canvassed.
I started working at the barbershop and realized I don't have any insurance. This is not good. Through healthcare.gov.
Okay. Yeah. I'm a mom too, baby. I get it. I do. I have a 15-year-old son as well. You're doing a good job of keeping yourself together, which some people interpret badly.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Every one of them spineless cowards ain't got the fucking balls to come over, call, ain't got nothing. All they got is a keyboard to put out there.
Oh, yeah.
Bullshit stories.
I wasn't trying to be hateful. It's just, there's so many people.
Yeah. So do you plan on releasing any of the footage and pictures that you took of the house?
No. That's for me. That's for my file.
There's not an inch of my house inside or out that hasn't been publicly posted to say it. You can find it. It's easy.
Yeah.
I mean, the pictures, regardless, you can find the pictures of every angle.
Yeah.
On silk.
I'm sure.
Well, I will say this much. Before you make that trip to Memphis, I need to make sure, one, I'll be able to have the time to actually sit down and talk, because we have concrete floors to chick flow, and those hours are longer than normal. So I don't want to sit there and waste your time and your energy or your gas and stuff coming down here if I can't actually be to sit down.
Hey, let me get your guys' phone numbers, and can I just call you when I'm in Jackson tomorrow?
Send me a text.
Okay, what's your number?
83.
Okay, and Katie, what's your number?
Just send me a text right now with your name so I know. 'Cause if not, I'll be like,
Yeah, okay, I will.
Not going to answer. Yeah.
Ironically, they don't bark much. I just gave them a bone. I give them each a bone, and then one of them puts it down and barks at the other for the bone that the other one has.
All right, you both have my phone number now.
All right, guys. So I don't know if Katie just offered that up at the end or what, but there was no question about the dogs barking, in my opinion, that came from Heather. No, nothing about the dogs barking, right? But then Katie offers it up. Ironically enough, the dogs are barking. Oh my God. Please. When is having a look at a sex traffic? Just BS. Seriously, it's not, right? It's not BS, is it, KJ? Like, I think that's legitimate, and people were asking about that because of the bus that she mentioned. Yeah, Joe, I think it would be a good idea to get a Discord. I mean, if we could try to work it to where it stays only about the cases. Retha Bell, I cannot believe about the basement. Because the weird thing is, like, even just with this whole thing with the Pigfest prize, like, I've done a giveaway before on my show. Everything went great because I just sent over a copy that I bought of an ebook, and it was Jana's book for her sister Crystal. And it's a very good book. And I wanted to do another giveaway with another copy because it's just a way that I can help and support, Crystal's sister. But this time, the reason why I wanted to do a drawing was because of all of you guys, hey Hope Floats, all of you guys that helped with the Pig Fest getting me there, because I'm the type of person where I don't really like to ask for help on stuff like that. Like, I would rather save my money up and do that. So with that being said, um, I never would really do a crowdfunding unless I had to. And I did have to, and I'm glad I did. I got a lot of perspective. Like I said, there's still one more video I still haven't put up. Um, I still have a phone call with Jessica, Devlin's mom, that I haven't put up yet. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't put up yet, and it's just because I don't have time to keep up with everything because I'm only one person. And I just want to send a huge shout out to Devlin's Army. I want to send a shout out to Sebastian's Army. You guys are amazing. I wanted to bring home something special from my trip. I got 2 Sebastian awareness bracelets. One for me and one for whoever won the drawing, right? Because I wanted it to be something special, right? And I wanted everybody to have a chance at winning it. So that's why we kind of just did it one night when we had a lot of people in here. So on Halloween, I did the night, and Mom ended up was up here. I gave her the number, right? Hey Trishy. I gave her the number, right? And we did the drawing. And I was excited. I was like, yay. So I give the person who won my personal cell phone number because I want to be able to communicate back and forth. Also, when I put the Pig Fest stuff, which is only like a little bag, right, that you would get like Jordan almonds in at a wedding. Um, it's got everything in there, and I put the bracelet in, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to get some more like to put in here. And I also told the person who won that I would put a little bit of extra in there in order for them waiting for to get it, because I told them, I said, look, I'm really, really busy. Like, I had people reaching out to me about Devlin's case. I was still working on Sebastian's videos. I mean, I've been going and going and going, and I think that's probably because why I'm not feeling the greatest now. I think that has a lot to do with it, right? Because I wasn't taking care of myself, and look, then you get sick. Either way, it doesn't matter. I told this person that I was going to send it out yesterday, right? And I didn't get off the phone. Well, first of all, I had to call one of my mods, right? Because this lady is threatening me after my live show on Sunday night. So I get off my live show on Sunday night, and I get this long text message with all caps. Just wretched. And I'm like, I don't feel safe or comfortable anymore. I think that we probably need to part ways, right? Because I had promised her that I would send it on Monday, right? And she was like screaming at me in text messages on Sunday night when I got off of my live. So I'm like, I'm just going to go ahead and pick another number. Then she's like psycho texting me over and over and over again. Like, hey, 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 and I'm like, you need to get some sleep. But then she's saying, oh, well, you need to, how did she put it? And I have all the text messages, guys. It's awful. She's like, you need to send it or I'm going to blast you or something like that. And I'm like, I don't think we're going to do this anymore. Like, again, I'm like, we're not doing this. This is not going to happen. And so I told her that, right? Well, I ended up getting off the phone with Jessica around 11:30 in the morning that Monday morning. And then I went to sleep. Well, when I woke up to like just feeling like complete crap. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's just that I didn't get enough sleep. Well, then this morning I wake up with like one of my eyes sewn shut, from like the crusties, I'm like, oh, I'm sick, because that's not a regular occurrence for me. So I was like looking at my text messages and I get the death threats. And I'm like, okay, again, not doing this. So I do want to do another pick a number, right? I posted it on my community wall, the worst of it, right? Um, that's all I can do, and I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, this was supposed to be something special that I got brought home from for Sebastian, right? Just for people who, are in here that are always in here, but so it's like I couldn't really do like an anything, like, send it through the internet because it's something special, right? And so it was absolutely insane. It was like, yeah. So to that person, I blocked you, I reported you. That's all I can do. For everybody that's in here, um, that would like to participate, just know that I'm going to send this out to. It's already put up. It's already made up, right? I have pictures of it on the post if you guys want to see what the prize is. But I'm not going to be disrespected. I'm not going to be yelled at. I'm definitely not going to get a death threat over a little bag. It's a makeup bag that I bought, right? And then I put a bunch of goodies in there just so that way there was something more in there, right? But there's like a bag of peanuts from the Texas Roadhouse. There's also a Sebastian awareness bracelet and every little thing that was in the goodie bag that was given um, at the Pig Fest, right? So it was bad. It was really bad IML, and I just was, yeah. It was so bad. So I had already made up my mind on Sunday night that I wasn't going to put up with it. I did bounce the idea around. Um, I did. I bounced the idea around of just sending it to her because I know that she did win it fair and square. But the problem I have is that, like, immediately after she won it, she was texting me and asking about it. And I was being very, very transparent with her. Like, hey, I'm so sorry. I need to wait on sending it to you. I'm just so busy, right? I'm just so busy. And also, I didn't realize that we were going to get the kind of response back from the flyers that I put out about Devlin's search. I didn't think we would get like such a response. And it's like something that is such a wonderful thing, and then it was taken away by by an actual troll or a jerk, right? And I just couldn't send something that was so special to me, given to me. I couldn't do it. I won't do it. So I know that it makes me half a jerk too. I get it, but I mean, it was weird, IML. It was weird. It's very weird, especially because that woman was not in my chat before. Her name is Tranquility. Like I said, blocked. Blocked. And it's really sad because you would have gotten something very, very special, but you forced me to do this and I have to do a new number. So with that, okay. Sorry, I just got a text message. I want to make sure. Okay, okay. But we're gonna do it. Um, and just know that it's not gonna be like, really, really soon or whatever. I have to try to figure out where I even send stuff because I'm still new to this area. But I will be in touch with you about it. I will send it off. It's already made up. I just need to get over to, I think it's gonna be UPS. Because I think that's the closest one. So, with that being said, drop a number in the chat. We'll do 1 through 45. I already have someone in the chat that disqualified themselves and was kind enough to do so in order for us to make it fair, that knows the number. And I don't, me and this other person are the only two people that know this number. We'll just put it that way. Thank you, Chuchi. Yes, yes. In my opinion, just wait till 7 days. If you don't get it, then email Lady Freedom. Yeah, because I'm not going to give my phone number out again, guys. But go ahead and as soon as we see it, we'll know. And like I said, there's somebody else in the chat that knows it as well. And thank you for disqualifying yourself. Thanks, couponing. I just don't understand. Like, it was very hurtful. And I was really taken back by it. So. Thank you, Andrea. And I know Faye did that last time too. Faye was so sweet. She's like, "You don't want to send it to Greece." And I was like, "No, I can't send it to Greece. Unfortunately, I wish I could." It shouldn't be a lot to send though. I'm not really worried about that as much as, I just want to get it to the person, and believe me, it wasn't like holding it. It was just I've literally had no time, guys. I promise. And that's what's horrible. And like I said, I hate being sick, and I'm mad at myself that I didn't take better care of myself to, you know. I'm still waiting. Nobody's got it yet, just so you guys know. I know if Joe wins, he gets a makeup bag with Cruella de Vil on it. And it's a really cute makeup bag, actually. And I put some good snacks in there. I tried to anyway. I tried to. Oh, keep guessing, guys. You guys are some people are close. I can't really say it because there's not a whole lot of options, but Karen says 2 for Joe. And I remember people having so much trouble even with the little bracelets and stuff, and it was really, really tough. Oh, okay. Thank you, Chuchi. Was it Mama that got it? Okay, hold on, let me see. Hold on. Give me yes, Mama got it. It was 18. And the reason why I picked that number was 1008 Stafford Court. But that's 18 translated. Yay. Yep. It was 18. So good job, Mama. Thank you. Okay, so Mama, what we're gonna do. Don't try to kill me, Mama. Please. This is supposed to be something positive. Okay. Please, please, please. I'm begging you not to kill me, Mama. And please don't threaten to kill me. Joe, how did I know you were gonna guess that wicked number? Oh Lord, you're killing me. Q8. Hey, the Q8. That's it's Q8 might have been a good reason for me to say it. But yeah, Mama, since you got it first, I see did Sprinkled Donut got 18. She put in 18 after. Oh my goodness. Aw. Yay. I'm glad. I'm glad it's somebody that's been following Sebastian's case. Yay. That's exciting. All right, Mama. So send me a PO box or wherever you would like me to send it to. Tranquility wasn't little Miss Sharon. I was so appalled. I didn't expect a death threat over this. I really didn't. I've never really gotten a death threat in Sebastian's case, and I can't believe it was over this. Thank God, knock on wood. I'm not trying to say that I want to get one ever. You're welcome, Mama. I'm glad. Thanks perfectly and perfect boy, Mom. Thank you for being here. Great. Well, let's get that ball rolling. I'm going to also see if I can't get more information about all of this stuff with Devlin's case. So we're still going to be working on that as well. I also am going to be waiting for more information from in the Sebastian Rogers case from At Night, like if they keep on it is a very special bracelet, Mama. I'll tell you why. It's very special because I only got 2 of them while I was there. So you and I are going to have Sebastian bracelets from this trip, and that's what's important to me, you know. Yeah, please be patient, Karen. No, I don't think Mama's going to try to kill me, thank God. Oh, I know, and it's not okay, you know? It's just not okay. It's not okay. I know, Retha, and, and the thing is that I probably wasn't either way, even though I made my mind up on Sunday night, well, it would have been Monday early, um, I'm glad Sprinkle Donut. I'm glad. Welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Um, But I still would have never gotten it out Monday, so I think she would have still been equally pissed. It wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have mattered, because I wasn't feeling good at all. Yesterday was bad. I just couldn't get out of bed. I was like, "Oh my gosh." I'm like, "I'm just gonna make a quick post," and then I, like, went right back to sleep. And then this morning I was like, "Oh, okay. It's either allergies or some kind of a cold." Um, but like I said, I'm gonna keep drinking tea and do the cough drops, and I should be just fine. It's just, and I pushed myself. I was going, going, going. Um, thank you, blessed. I appreciate you. Yeah, and I mean, I just want to give people respect if they're gonna give it to me, but that doesn't also need. Look, I used to be the type of person where it's like, oh, you disrespect me, then I'm gonna come off, blah blah blah, and go off on you. I typically try really hard not to do that, and I just go, "I can't talk with you anymore. Let's not conversate it further." Um, you know. I know, and the mail and it's like I said again too, I don't go many places. Like I go to the grocery store and I'm home and that's it. And then, we do laundry here, everything's here. So it's like I don't really go places. And I do like to do like the DoorDash stuff too. So I mean, it's just easy. You were sick too, Little Red? I know, and see, I was teasing Kiki. I said, "You got me sick." Yeah, yeah. I know, a little bit scared. It scared me. Oh, I do have lemon. I do have lemon Cinderella. I do. Hot tea, honey lemon. Then take the tea bag and cayenne pepper. Soak it in your hot tea very long. Okay, I will do that, Cinderella. Thank you. The lady that won the prize for from Pigfest. I think the Pigfest just curses everything. I don't know. Well, just I do have the emergency, Brenda. I do. I do. Okay, so that's not far at all either. Well, good, Mama. I'm glad. The chemtrails. Oh no, Gail. Oh no. That's funny. I know. Well, yeah, Little Red, you probably were like, what the heck is going on? Because I didn't answer anybody's text from Monday. I just posted it on my community wall that I'm not feeling good and I went back to bed. I really did because I was like, oh, I feel like crap, but I had been on the phone, too, because I was trying to figure this out. And then we started talking about Devlin's case. And then Jessica and I had talked for a little bit because I had some questions for her about a post that was sent to me. So I just pushed and was up too late and too long, you know? So, um, it's like, yeah, vitamin C and D, exactly. Hey, Faye, I was just talking about you, but in a good way. Um, So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do the and I probably should lay out. I don't get enough sun. I think that's a problem too. I don't get as much sun as I should. And I'm in Florida. That's a problem. Yeah, that's what I need to do. And see, I'll usually take it regularly, especially at this time of year, but I haven't. I haven't done any of that because I was feeling fine and, you know, so, um, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be getting that out to Mama and also just trying to get all of this footage together. I wish I would have recorded my conversation with the neighbor. I really do, especially after hearing this. But they were they were peed off. So I was trying not to make him more mad. I was trying to kind of, diffuse the situation, which I usually do try to do. Um, but there wasn't much diffusing it, and they really wanted me to erase my camera footage that I got. But I did get the camera angle from my height. Um, no, I don't have math, Joe. Joe. um, but I did get like the ditch, right? And that was the thing, like I did not step on anybody's, property. I was just right off of that ditch. And I wanted to show you guys like from that perspective of the excuse me, of the ditch. In order like for because it had not rained, and then all of a sudden they had some rain that morning. And then by the time I got over there, it was probably like 3 or 4, right? And so, I was interested in that, and I was gonna go back to up their street again and kind of just, you know, film again up and around the cul-de-sac. But I didn't make it that far because the lady no, I didn't. You know what? I will send it to Mob, though. I will send it to Mob Crew, because I think he might wanna see it, like, just how it is today maybe, or I don't know if how it would help, but I hope so, because that way, I mean, it's a closer look, and I did get out of my vehicle, right? Which is, I guess, kind of, you know, a little ballsy, but, because they were upset because I was filming the neighborhood, right? Um, but and I have to get back to Mob. I sent him something and I saw his reply and I just haven't got a chance. Like I said, I'm just so behind. I'm really behind. Um, a reading dealer. I'm just presenting Joe. That's funny. Oh, did he? Oh, that's so cool, Detroit. See, I miss all the good stuff. That's so sweet. Aw, I love silvers too. And the local person that went out there was so great that they went and looked. I can't believe how far back they went. Like I mean, major props to them because like, oh my gosh, it just gives me the willies thinking about what they found in the woods back there. Like it's so weird. Um, and guys, I got a weird feeling just going into the neighborhood. Like something was off. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to get it, like, I was trying to stand on the corner-ish, like, where that their camera was, and then I was zooming in and out, um, but, you know, I will Coffee, Crime, and Cats, and I'll actually also be able to get those, videos up because, like I said, I was doing some editing, um, on the call with Jessica, and I want to get that out to you guys too. And then also, because she did a recorded call with me in the very beginning when I first started talking to her. I just said, Jessica, would you be okay with me recording a call and a conversation, about what happened, with Devlin, when he was a baby and stuff, and how that went down and some other stuff. And she was happy to do it with me. Now, I will put out too, I don't know if Tamara's still in the chat. I also invited her up on the panel or do a recorded call, her choice, if she wants to or not. It's up to her. And so I did ask for her to do that. So just so you guys know. Yeah, he talked about having some weird off feelings as well. Hmm. Yeah, I trust the vibes. I mean, I know that's like not very scientific of me, but like I just both times, guys, both times I went in the neighborhood, I just got such a weird feeling, and none of the other places that we went to did I get a weird feeling. I mean, yeah, were the bones all over weird? Yeah, but I knew they were animal bones. At Stop 30, it was kind of a weird, but nothing like when I went into the neighborhood. And maybe that's because 'cause I've been following the case, maybe if I didn't know that was Sebastian's neighborhood, maybe that was what was giving me, kind of the heebie-jeebies a little bit. I don't I don't know. It's scary. It's scary. It is. It is scary, you know? That's right. Find Sebastian Rogers and find Devlin. And that's the thing. So, you know, I think when it comes to like the reward, you know, I think it's probably best to just let Mary keep her money and we could do some sort of a crowdfunding thing. One thing that I did ask Jessica to do today was to make an Amazon wish list in order for us to be able to buy things for Christmas for AJ and send it straight to her wish list. So I'm also working on getting that together so I could drop that link and stuff like that. I need to get a page that put together where I could drop both links. Um, so thank you, Brenda. Yeah. Yeah, I remember you asking me too, Detroit, if you got it's a Stepford Wives vibe, but it's like so eerie, like something I don't know, like something weird happened in that neighborhood. And I cannot put my finger on it. Um, I cannot put my finger on it. KJ Max says those vibes come from subconscious things your brain perceives that your subconscious, or excuse me, that your conscious mind does not. There is science behind that. Hmm. Well, thank you, KJ Mac. Thank you. Well, Mama, she was like upset with me for being in the neighborhood, right? She's like, "Do you know him? Are you his family?" And I said, "No, I'm not his family member. I'm just concerned because he went missing from this neighborhood." Mind you, I'm wearing a picture of Sebastian on my I mean, I was wearing the Sebastian hoodie, right? And she was like, well, we don't want you guys in the neighborhood. We're sick and tired of this. He's not here in the neighborhood. And I'm like, I understand that. I told her I wanted to film the ditch because I was interested in the ditch. Because if you guys recall, there was a time when Pincho Paxton did, I don't know if it's a recreation. He did a really good job, but he made it look like it was at night. Or excuse me, he made it look like it was during the day when it was really at night that the video was taken, right? And so I was like, well, that's interesting. This Stepford Valley Gale says total Stepford wives. And so I was interested in seeing how much water would have accumulated in a short amount of time, which would have been like a day's worth, right? Because they had not gotten rain for a while. And there was barely enough in there. I mean, it was wet, but it wasn't like it was rushing or anything like that because I'm going to show you guys where the hole is big enough to fit somebody in there, no doubt. But she was mad and she wanted me to erase my footage. And she was like, "You need to erase that. You need to erase that." And I'm like, "I'm not going to erase it, ma'am." And she's like, "Well, I'm going to call the police on you for trespassing." And I said, "I didn't trespass." Right? I said, "I'm just trying to get film of the neighborhood, right? Of where Sebastian went missing." And I said, "This ditch is a part of someone's theory that we're wondering if he could have ended up in the ditch, right? Or swept away by the water." And it was the neighbor IML that is directly that lives directly across from the house that got the lights video. So, and the problem is that yeah, Stafford and Kellen on Sebastian's side of the street. Because I was standing across from there, and then when I walked over, I was filming the ditch and how far back it goes, and then I was trying to get, like, how big, because I mean, if say the waters were rushing, um, they would've excuse me, they it could have swept somebody up and into that hole, yeah. Like, if the waters were rushing, yeah, in my opinion, somebody coulda got in there, like somebody small like Sebastian. But there wasn't any rain until after he went missing. They don't know the rules. Right. And then her son came out, and her son and her other son. So the first son came out, and I told him who I was, what I was doing, and he's like, "You need to delete that off your phone." And I'm like, "I'm not deleting anything off of my phone." And he's like, and then the mom's like, "Call the cops, call the cops." And he's like shaking his head no, because he knows he can't call the cops. And even if he did, then they would have just told me to leave because I wasn't trespassing, right? And so he said, "You got to leave or whatever." Then this other son came out and they blocked the driveway. So when I did get in the car, and I was nice to the lady and everything, I'm like, "I'm sorry. I understand why you don't want people in the neighborhood, but there's not a whole lot you can do about it. I didn't mean any harm being here. I'm just looking for this kid." And I said, "If it was your son, you would want him found too." And she's like, "Who do you work for?" She asked me that too. "Who do you work for?" And I said, "I'm not working for anybody. I just work for myself. I have a YouTube channel." And then her son's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to strike your YouTube channel. And 3 strikes, you're out." And I was like, "Well, you can't copyright strike my YouTube channel for my footage that I obtained." So I drove up Kellen and flipped around on Stafford. And then they followed me out of the neighborhood because they wouldn't let me go down Stafford when I came back up the street. It was very rude. They were very rude, IML. They were very rude, and I'm pretty sure that, they were working for the Proud Feet, even though the lady told me that she doesn't like them. She's like, "I don't like the steps either." And I was like, "'Cause you gotta understand the lady that lives in that house, she's got a very thick accent. I don't know if she's Polish or if she's got a very thick European type accent, that lives in that house." And so, she's like, "I don't like the steps," is what she told me. Well, luckily I had 2 witnesses, but I won't say who they are. I didn't go back to the neighborhood by myself, thank God. I mean, you know, I all of the all the photojournalism was mine, even though I use that term very lightly, you know, very lightly. But, from what my perspective, what I was doing in the neighborhood, I wasn't trying to, hurt anybody. But she was also like, "How come you didn't come and knock on my door?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm glad I didn't now that I met you." But maybe she's right. I should have knocked on her door, but I doubt she would have let me film anything. Like they were not they didn't want to let me down the street. And then they followed me for a little while until they didn't, but they said they were on their way to church. And I was like, okay, at 5 o'clock on a Sunday, maybe. I don't know. Even if you were taking pictures of the ditch, you weren't standing on anybody's property. That's not trespassing. If she didn't like it, she should have just called the cops and showed proof. Well, and that's the thing. I stood on the opposite side of her property and I was filming the ditch. So it wasn't like I was on her property at all because they don't own the ditch, So I agree, Rosebud. Yeah, she's got a thick Eastern European accent. Yeah. Yeah, and they were not wanting me in there at all. Oh, blessed. Uh-oh, did blessed delete anybody? I didn't see anybody get deleted, but no, I would never take your wrench, blessed. Oh my goodness. Pretty sure that easement is because of the waterway ditch runs through the neighborhood. It's an easement, KP, uh KP, you own it, but it has to be assessed, in my opinion. I mean, I would think it would be the city, right? Like that's what I was thinking. It would be the city's it would be their ditch really because they would be like servicing it um if excuse me, they would be servicing it like if something happened with it. So I don't think anybody owns that ditch particularly besides the city. Good night, ma'am. Just email me here. I'll put it in here too. All right, here we go. That's my email. So just email me there. There are a lot of Karens in the neighborhood, and I don't understand why they're so worried about me filming the ditch. Because I even told her I can crop your house out. I'm not even interested in getting your house, like, at all. But she wouldn't listen to me. She was really pissed. The president of the HOA, Sprinkle Donut. I mean, I thought Bobby was the OG neighbor. If anybody was going to come out and yell at me, it would be Bobby. They'll get over it. That's what I'm figuring, you know? Think you blessed. I try. Girl, it's tough. It's tough with all these people. And that's what I don't understand. Like, do they understand? Um, thanks, Holly, the butt dial. See, and I didn't even see it. That's how good you guys are. Yeah, I know. If you step on their pieces of grass, it's like, what the heck? And I told her that too. I was like, look, I'm just looking for this kid or what could have happened to him. I'm trying to get a better idea of the neighborhood, and I got a good idea of it by her coming out, talking to me like she did. Um, I accidentally, I did the same, or I got blocked in Smiley's the one day, and they were like, "Sorry, Lady Freedom," and I couldn't tell them that I wasn't upset because like it wouldn't go through, you know. IML says Eastern Europeans are rough around the edges. I should know being Eastern Italian. Well, like with me, I have that too on my mom's side. Like my mom's Polish, so I didn't mean anything bad about Polish people. I'm Polish too. So I'm like, I don't know, it could be that accent. No one wants the ditch. Well, I thought it would be cool to be able to survey that part while I was there. And then of course I was just gonna go and turn around in the cul-de-sac. I also kind of wanted to see the vantage point from Kellen as well. So I wasn't trying to, upset anybody in the neighborhood, but oh my goodness. Was her name Karen? Chichi says, in my opinion, I think CP got to all his neighbors, so now they're acting that way, and they're acting, plus they probably are sick of people being in the neighborhood, but I think most likely CP got to them. I think so too. And also really early on, they were telling the Proud Feet that there was people in the neighborhood, right? Which, I mean, I get that. In the same way, Sebastian went missing from their house. So there's going to be people looking in the neighborhood, right? His own mom should be looking in the neighborhood. I don't know what they're so worried about, Brenda. And I do think we have to ask ourselves that question. Like, what are they worried about? Oh yeah, please don't hide Carrie Jackson, guys. She's been really a lot of help with Devlin's case. Don't hide Carrie. Did they just show an Olive Garden commercial? Oh Lord. Yeah, sometimes it happens on accident. Exactly. Yeah. I could only imagine that neighborhood could be on tenterhooks. Well, and I understand, like I did understand that part. That's why I was really nice to her too, and I was trying to diffuse the situation. So I'm like, "Look, I'm sorry. I understand where you're coming from, but I'm not deleting the footage." Kind of a thing, right? I stood firm on the not deleting the footage part, but was actually very apologetic for my presence upsetting her like it did, and I was just trying to explain to her. She's like, "Who do you work for? Why are you here?" And I'm like, I mean, the kid's picture is on my shirt, lady. You know who this kid is. Don't act like you don't. That's what I'm thinking in my head, but oh God, the laundries. The laundries had so many people, had so many people, excuse me, on their, well, they had, the news media had paid the people across the street to let them be there, is what happened in the Gabby Petito case, you know? Oh, oh no, Detroit. It's okay. I'll let Carrie know too. That's funny. I should have said I was with the FBI. Oh no, Brenda. Have a little badge from a Cracker Jack box. FBI. Oh Lord. No, I actually think I could probably get in big trouble for that. No, I did. I was trying to be as honest as possible, and I was being nice to her, and I told her it was nice to I told her it was nice to meet her and everything. That was all. I wasn't being a jerk. I was really being like, "Hey, I'm sorry." Like I was trying to explain to her I wasn't trying to hurt her or her family. I'm not gonna show your family's vehicles. She's like, "You were taping my house," and I was like, "No, I wasn't." That's not the focus. And it really isn't. I could care less about any of those houses. What I wanted to get perspective on was from the house that took the footage, right? And in order for me to do that, I guess I would have had to climb up a ladder and be at that angle, right? But I didn't want to disturb their property or step foot on it. And so what I did was I stood on the street, right? And I was filming. And I was filming all the way back as far as I could when I zoomed in all the way. Just to show you guys some perspective, right? And now these people's camera is not going to be zooming in on anything, and I get that. But um Holly, that's funny. I never delete people's comments, but I did last night in hindsight. So just because I didn't want them to get in trouble about what was said, because somebody said like I hate them or something, and I'm like, ooh. So I just deleted the comment. I didn't put them in timeout or anything. I just took it off because I was like, I don't know. Because we don't hate anybody, right, guys? We don't hate. There's a difference between not liking someone's actions or making a funny or saying our opinion, but it's different when you say like I hate somebody, like we shouldn't hate anybody. we just shouldn't hate anybody. There's no reason to hate anybody. And if anything, with Chris's mouth and the way he acts, I mean, yeah, there were times that I was rolling my eyes, when I heard this, like this audio, this recent audio. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's like screaming at Heather, right? Like every time we hear Chris Proudfoot, um, you know, he's well, Letitia Stout is well, see the thing about Letitia Stout is she's been convicted and through the court of law. So it's a little different. But I mean, I think at the end of the day we can all agree that um it's not a good thing to hate people. And, as I said before, I wasn't trying to upset them or try to do anything or really step foot on people's property because I didn't want to get in trouble. Obviously, I just wanted to film. Um, and I really wish, especially after how the interaction went, I would have just went walking down the street, away from the situation and then walked back up. But then again, I was like, I really don't want to go down that street without having me be in a car, you know. So, well, Letitia and Holly, you're right. Letitia and Chris say a lot of the same things, especially like, "Oh, you're gonna owe me a public apology." Really? Because it never came, Letitia, and your own daughter testified against you. Right, exactly. That's how I feel too. People are asshats. Um, she is a demon from the depths of hell. Joe? Oh Lord. That's true. That's true, Faye. And especially like I said, until they are convicted, I'll kind of save it for them. I mean, do I like what they're doing? No. No, I don't. Like I don't want to hear Heather go into their house trying to figure out what's going on, for Seth because she's hired by Seth to do that. And then they just bash him the whole time, and try to deflect from the situation. Heather probably had her own line of questioning for Seth. You know, um, yeah, Adam Montgomery's the one that I totally dislike. Oh, he's a big one. He's a big one. Um, yeah, a big time. Mark Redwine is another one that's very comparable in my opinion. Yeah, he's the cross-dresser guy, isn't he? That's funny. I make enough typos or chaos with my typos. All right, guys. Well, I better get off of here. Thank you so much for talking this out with me and listening. Congratulations to Mama. Mama, I'll be sending that out. Just email me and we'll get it taken care of. Um, like I said, I'm still going to be working on getting those videos out. I will try to get the one out about Sebastian um, very soon. So let's do that. Good night, Andrea. Thank you all so much for being here. Um, and let's keep going. Like I said, I won't give another update about Devlin search until it happens. So, alrighty, guys, you all take care, and I will talk to you soon.